Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Out the Box Plays Those Dark Places. I am usually the Game Master, Johanan, but today I will be playing.
I'm Casualty CDG, but you can call me Gary, and today, I don't know what character I'm playing yet. We're excited to jump into this system and learn the rules and the character creation and everything from scratch and get into this. So, with that...
Hey folks, I'm Matt. I'm a scenic and lighting designer out of Houston, Texas, and I'm psyched to play this game today. I'm ready to go, man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fresh Out the Box. My name is Kevin, and I am also a technical director and lighting designer here based out of Houston, Texas. And, just to second what Gary said, very excited to delve into the details and learn this from scratch with all of you. So right from the horse's mouth as well. Take it away, John.
Thank you, and I'm Jonathan Hicks, and I am the writer-designer of the game of Those Dark Places, which is what we're going to be playing tonight. So, do you want me to crack on?
Yeah, crack on.
Let's crack on. Okay, quick about me. I'm Jonathan Hicks. I'm the writer. Oh, I've done all that. Sorry. So, yeah, I designed the game. I was inspired by films like Alien and Outland, films like 2010. That kind of really dark, working-class, blue-collar science fiction. I was more inspired by the aesthetic than I was about the content. I mean, I'm the biggest Alien fan in the world. Well, that might not be strictly true, but I'm a huge Alien fan. And it was the design, the look, and that claustrophobic, you're in the middle of nowhere, you've got to deal with it kind of feel that I really, really loved about it. So that's why I wrote Those Dark Places. It's available now from Osprey Games, and both print and electronic format, from all local, wherever you buy your games from. Use a single D6 for its system, for everything. So it's really nice and simple, and so that's pretty much it. So if you guys are ready, we'll get stuck in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
I have never played a single D6 system, so I'm excited for this.
The good thing about a single D6 system, the older I get, the less inclined I am to learn really sort of complicated and involved systems, as much fun as they are. But so the older I get, I suppose I'm just getting lazy in my old age. But the use of a D6, you can pick it up from anywhere, and it's dead easy to remember. You don't have to worry about charts and tables. You just roll the dice, which is what makes it really good for online play. So first of all, if you've got your pens and papers handy, we've got to set up who your characters are, and every single character is human. There is no difference between male or female, so you can create any kind of character that you want. And basically, each character has a case file. The 4 letters case stand for charisma, agility, strength, and education. So, and the higher the score, the better. So if you just write down those, just write down case, and that will give you your statistics, basically.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy start. And then you have to put numbers into each of those, and you're given the numbers 1 through to 4. So you're basically given the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you assign one of those numbers to each one of those attributes, one of those statistics. The higher the better, basically. Now, what I usually do is, or what I sometimes do is, later on you get a choice of what officer. You've got 7 officers, sort of crew positions that you can choose of your role on the starship. And what I sometimes do is say, okay, this is who you're going to play, and if you want to play this kind of officer, then it's best to have this high stat. That's what you're going to roll the most. However, I'm not going to do that, so just put your scores in, and then you can decide what kind of officer that you are later, because even though, yes, you wanted to be a pilot, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be any good at it. So so put your numbers in, and then when you know, let me know, and I'm also going to need to know your character's strength scores. That's not a threat. It's just handy for me to keep track as the game's going on.
So I did mine. I'm 2, 1, 4, 3.
So you're 4 in strength. Yep.
Oh, me too, actually. Yeah.
That's
4 in
funny.
strength.
Me too.
Another 4 in strength. My God, people might actually survive this game. Matt?
What's the E in case stand for again?
Education.
Education. Cool. Then mine is going to be 1, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, and that's 3. Okay, so good high strength scores all round. Whew. So this game's going to last longer than 10 minutes. I'm happy about that. So next we have, now you've got all of that, that's fine, but now you've got to choose 2 crew positions. Now, basically, what's going to happen is you'll choose one position, which is your primary position on the ship, and there's 7 positions to choose from, which I personally chose 7 because that's how many crew members there are aboard the Nostromo in my favourite film, Alien, which I might have mentioned before. You get to choose a crew position, and that gives you a +2 bonus. I'll explain what that means later. And then you choose a secondary position, which gives you a +1 bonus. So you've got 7 positions to choose from, and those are Helm Officer, Navigation Officer, Science Officer, Security Officer, Liaison Officer, Engineering Officer, and Medical Officer. So you've got those 7 to choose from. If you want me to shout them out again, you just let me know. Or if you're looking for a particular kind of character, let me know what you want to play, and then we'll choose an officer to go with it. So we'll start with you, Jahan.
I think I want to go primary science.
Primary science.
And then secondary, I could go. Let's see. I think navigator.
Navigator, yeah.
Yeah.
So put a +2 next to science and a +1 next to navigator. Matthew.
Yes. Was it liaison officer? Is that what it was?
As a liaison officer, yeah.
Yeah, I would like that as my primary one, and secondary helm officer.
It's helm officer, excellent. And Kevin?
I'm going to go primary engineering.
Engineering.
And secondary security.
Secondary security. Excellent. And Gary?
We do primary security and secondary medical.
Secondary medical. Brilliant. Good mix of skills there. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. So those are your crew positions. Those are your officer. So your primary is what your prime crew position is on a vessel. Your secondary position is basically there as a backup just in case. Because these ships, they like to keep their crews small because it saves the company money. And then you get given some equipment, which I have in the book, but I don't know where it is because I only wrote the bloody thing. Oh, here we go. Everybody gets an ID chip, and you can the ID chip basically is like a personal identification transmitter and a credit card. So you basically you can have it as a card in the pocket or hanging around your neck. Some people have them surgically implanted so that they don't lose them. Like in their wrist, they can just wave it over the chip and pin and everything's done. So you get one of those automatically. You can just mark on there whether it's on a card or whether it's surgically implanted.
Mine is implanted.
You also get a comm unit. That's basically just like a mobile phone. It's good for surface to orbit. It's quite a long range. You just get. It's basically just a small handheld communication device. Everybody gets a first aid med unit. It's about the size of a cigarette case, a cigarette box, and it's basically got all the fundamentals in there for a quick use first aid.
Can I smoke it?
You can smoke it, but that's you out the game for 3 hours because it's got lots of alcohol stuff in there.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Evil Kyle TV.
Yes, thank you.
Now, there is also a small selection of weapons. You don't get them on your persons. You're not allowed them. But you do have them in a weapons locker, which is stored on the ship. You'll all be assigned a Dazer Mark II, which is basically just a stun gun. It's like a small air pistol, which fires 2 shots. Or is it 3? It's 3 shots. And they're basically like small battery-sized darts, which give like a sort of taser shock, which are really, really handy because nobody's like shooting a gun on a ship. But there were also in that security, like 2 security pistols, just automatics, and a shotgun, kind of Outland style. I don't know why I included the shotgun. Probably just because Sean Connery would look cool with a shotgun on the space station. Can't go wrong with that. So that's in there. But using a gun on any kind of pressurized area is a bad idea. So, but that's completely up to you if you want to use it or not. And that, gentlemen, is character creation. So all you need to do now is choose names for your characters. And if you want to, you can do something called a mop, which I call a mop. And that is basically you mop your character. You give them a motive, you give them an objective, and you give them a personality. So your motive is what's driving you. Your objective is what you're trying to get to and what you want out of this. and those decide on what your personality is like, what sort of person you are to get those first two things. That might be a little bit involved because this is only going to be a short game. So we'll just go for a nice normal demeanor for now. So while you guys play your characters as you want. And if you want to choose your names, and then we'll go around the table, and then you can introduce your character and what kind of person they are. So let me know when you're ready. Also, when I'm running the game, I do like to refer to you, when I'm addressing you, I refer to you as your character names. It just helps with immersion. I'm also crap with names.
Now that I have a character name, I will change my roll 20 to help you out here.
That's even better.
I'm going to be Buzz Hetfield.
Nice.
Excellent.
So just the rough character concept I have in my head is that I am a military-first medic. I'm not on your ship because of my personality. I'm on my ship for my skills with my strength, and if somebody goes down, I know how to get you back on your feet.
Good stuff. We'll go with you, Kevin. Have you chosen a character name, and what sort of person are they?
I'm going to go with Stuart Sizemore, and he is, of course, an engineer. He's probably top of his class. He's a bit full of himself, I'd say. Does not get along well with simple-minded people. His objective is really just to continue learning all they can about the engineering field in actual, space-based applications. And like I said, his personality is sort of arrogant, but not as aggressive as that sounds. Yeah.
Are you going to do the British accent? Because that was quite cool.
Oh, that was not supposed to be British. How awkward.
I do apologise. Was it Australian? I'm lost.
No, I try to keep them ambiguous as much as possible. So I'm going to tweak that a little bit as we go on.
That's all cool. Yeah,
just a wandering.
Cool, that's all.
It's a wandering villainous voice.
Yeah, he's from lots of different places.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
So my character's name is Jimothy. That's what he goes by. And he works on comms, but he's not a very good communicator at all.
I don't mean to laugh, but damn, Jimothy makes me laugh. That's a good name. I appreciate that name. I'm gonna be Lesbian Wright.
I'll be careful with that one.
Yeah, it's very close. I was worried about it, but Lesbian's a real name. So I'm gonna go with it. Lesbian Wright. And I'm the science officer. I feel like I'm gonna be a pretty genial, just a friendly kind of guy. Not overly friendly, but I'm a nice enough guy.
Yep.
A big softie.
Excellent. Right. I will give you a quick overview of the rules, and this is it. Whenever I ask you to do something, you roll a d6, you add the relevant statistic, and you've got to score 7 or more. Okay, that's the rules. That's it. That's the rules throughout the entire thing. There's 3 levels of success. You either roll less than the score, less than 7, which is a failure. You roll dead on 7, and that's yes, you succeeded, but it might not be 100%, and it might come back to bite you in the arse later. Or you roll over the target number, and that's a success. Well done, you. Let's crack on. Yeah. If the roll that you're making is pertinent to your crew position, you get the bonus next to your crew position. So if, say, Mr. Lane is an officer, you were talking to somebody trying to convince them of something, you'll use your charisma. So you roll a d6, you add your charisma score, and you add your crew position, which is your +2 to the score, and then again you got to beat 7 or more. If it pertains to your secondary position, then you get a +1 to the roll. If you don't have the position, then it's just straight attribute roll. That's it. You're just going to beat 7. If it's a little bit easier, you might have to beat 6. If it's a little bit harder, you might have to beat 8. And that's it. That is the rules. Same with combat. If you're shooting at somebody, you roll your dice, you add your strength for hand-to-hand combat, or you add your agility for range combat, and you've got to beat... with range combat, you've got to beat 7, or 6 if they're a little bit closer. If it's hand-to-hand combat or melee combat, your target rolls their score as well. You just got to beat what they rolled. That's it. Then you've also got something called a pressure bonus. What I'm going to ask you to do now is add your strength and your education scores together, and next to that, write pressure bonus next to that number. Now, every time something shocking happens, you see something horrible happens to you. Somebody asks you to pick up the tab for lunch, whatever. As soon as something terrifying happens, you roll a d6 and you add your pressure bonus. And you've got to roll 10 or more. If you roll 10 or more, then you've had a bit of a shock. It's like, oh my God, I need to go to the toilet, but other than that, I'm fine. If you roll less than 10, then you add 1 point to your pressure level. And your pressure level goes up every time you fail one of those. As your pressure level goes up, if it goes to 2 or more, then you roll a d6. And if you roll less than, but not equal to your pressure level, then you have something called an episode, and that could be anything. You could have the shakes, which will reduce your agility. You could have a brain fog, which will reduce your mental capacity. Or if you're getting higher in that pressure, in that pressure level, you could have a complete breakdown, fall unconscious. Or the worst one is, and it's only ever happened to me once during a game, you could completely lose your shit, be so terrified of what you've seen, you will fight anything to get away from it, which including the people that are with you. And then collapse in a catatonic state, which is never a good thing for anybody, unless you've been drinking. So it's not a great thing, and that's really what you're trying to avoid. So the aim of the game is don't go mad and die. And that's it. I've just explained all the rules, and what I'll do, I'll tell you what to roll as we're going on, and then if you yourself are saying actually maybe this roll would work, then we'll just discuss it as a group. And if I say, actually, no, you're right, that's a good idea, roll that instead, then the actual game itself is quite abstract. It's very freeform. And you sort of, so that you as players can have a little bit of agency and inject a little bit into it. Instead of me just saying you can only roll this, you can say, actually, what about this? And then we can, basically, just helps let everybody be a little bit more creative at the table. Any questions before we carry on?
No questions, but just a comment. This already sounds fucking dope. So
sounds really fun.
Thank you very much. It's a very short book.
I was going to make one little side note. I don't know if it's going to happen, but people who come to our channel do have the option to boon and doom, giving us either a bonus or a minus. In a system, it usually gives us something like advantage or a +1 or -1. So if that's something that it sounds like this game gives a little bit more play and is a little more narrative at times. So if that's something that you want to boon or doom to,
no, that's absolutely no problem at all. You let me know when it's being used, and then we'll incorporate it into the game.
Yeah, we like to give everybody the chance to play along. Since they're here watching, you can at least have some choice in the story.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so if everybody's ready, you've introduced your characters. And I will now hope this works, and I'm doing this right because I've used Roll20 before, but not a hell of a lot. And I will move everybody over to this page.
Ooh. Oh, is that a map?
Yeah, and this is all done in Excel, believe it or not. And although looking at the squares, yeah, I can believe it. So here we go. So I can't actually see the stream screen here. So is that coming up okay on the stream? Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'll try not to say that too often. I don't want to break immersion. If there's any issues, let me know. Okay, so, well, welcome to the future. And unfortunately, the future's absolute shit. Basically, years and years of sheer ignorance and corporate strength has reduced the Earth to a ball of nothing. In fact, it's so bad that 90% of it is uninhabitable. And everybody now clusters together in huge shitters. Well, they are shitters. They cluster together in huge cities, which are actually given. They still hold the kind of the culture of the country that they're in, but it's more of a melting pot now of lots of different people, types of people, and different races and all sorts. There are these huge machines which are miles wide, which reach miles into the sky, called lungs, and they're the only things keeping an atmosphere barely on the Earth. And to keep these people fed and watered and alive, the corporations have now gone out into space to find everything that they need to mine and to take from other worlds to bring back to Earth. One thing they've never discovered out there is another world which is Earth style. There's barely any worlds with any kind of atmosphere. It's all rock and dead planets and gas giants and dying suns in the middle of nowhere, and it's actually quite depressing. And the space was supposed to be this noble frontier which was going to save the human race. It turned out to be Uranus. It really was the arse end of space. And it's a real shame, because there's lots of opportunity out there, and it's annoying because one thing they've never about money out there. All the corporations are interested in is the bottom line. That's all they want. So what they're doing is they're taking crew people, stripping the crews right down. So that's why they're giving 2 crew positions, because you save money that way if one person can do 2 jobs. Shove them on a shitty old starship that's been flying around for 50, 60 years, and then chuck them out into the black and basically trying to save as much money as possible. So the technology that you're using is really old and clunky. Do you remember the old Apple II computers for the 1980s? And it was like the monitor was built into the computer, a little keyboard and a floppy disk drive. That's what it's like. It's really old CRT, because it's absolutely fine having these huge plasma screens and massive holographic projectors telling you what the weather's like on this planet. But unless you've got a PhD in physics, you're not going to be able to fix it if it goes wrong. So why bother when we can just pull out a clunky CRT monitor and stick that back in its place? The cost cutting is incredible. This also results in small claustrophobic places, and the lighting is always dim because they're trying to save power. It's not a nice place to do. The thing is, the money's great. If you go out there for 25 years and you do a 25-year tour, you can retire on a massive lump sum payout at the end of it all. It's absolutely fantastic. It's good for you, it's good for your family, and that's why people do it. Because of the introduction of the gravity drive, there's very little time dilation. So you'll be a few months younger when you come back than everybody that you left behind. But other than that, there's virtually no difference. Also, you get to sleep a lot. Basically, it takes months to get to these locations. The furthest ones out there are a couple of years away. But you being in stasis on that journey counts towards your time served. So if you do a 6-month journey to a place, you do a job there, and then you got a 6-month journey back, the better part of those 12 months is going to be you asleep. You still get paid for it. Absolutely brilliant. So, and that's what draws people to it. They think they're going to sleep for the next 25 years, the majority of it. So, and that's it. And that's why a lot of people take this job. 1, because it pays well, and 2, just get off Earth. The place is a shithole. Nobody wants to live unless you're rich and you're living close to the lungs and you can actually see blue sky every now and then. That's it. If you're living a couple of 100 miles away from the lungs, the air's really crap. Everybody's wearing rebreathers, and you're living on the edge of the wasteland, and people keep raiding because they've got nothing and they can take what they want. It's just not a nice existence at all. And that is the future, and I'm really sorry about that. Now, a lot of the crew members get together as teams on vessels, and these vessels are sent out to different jobs. In this particular case, this vessel you're on, which I'll allow you to name in just a moment, is a arbiter vessel. And what this vessel does is it flits from location to location. Basically, you're kind of like marshals. You're given a badge. You said, look, these people have got some shit going down. They're 100 light years away from the nearest Judge Rinder, so we're going to throw you out there. You're going to fly over, you're going to sort it out, and then, on behalf of the company, and then you're going to come back again. And that's what you guys are. You've been given this ship, you've been given this thing, you're an arbiter crew, and you're out there to basically solve people's problems, do investigations, and make sure people aren't doing anything a little bit dodgy, or at least doing stuff that the company hasn't allowed to happen. The company that you're working for at the moment is the biggest company out there. They're called Cambridge Wallace. They do lots of shady stuff. Everybody knows they do loads of shady stuff, but Cambridge Wallace don't care because they've got shitloads of lawyers. Job done. So, but they pay really, really well. So, yeah, devil's in the details, and it really is with Cambridge Wallace. And that's it. Are there any questions? No?
No.
If you want to, you can designate somebody as the captain of the ship. The way the crews work, they work as teams. You don't have to be a captain. You don't have to have one person designated. But if you do want one person to be the captain of the ship, you don't have to follow orders. That's not the way this works. It's not Star Trek. So you can. That's completely up to you if you want to do that. Or would you rather keep it as a level playing field, level team, or making decisions together like a normal party?
I do not want to be the captain, for what it's worth.
Same.
So, Jahan, you're either. There you go. Jahan's the captain.
I don't mind. It helps my ego, you know.
My character has a 1 charisma, and I don't just want to be an asshole captain.
I have a 2, so haha.
Yeah, that's twice as good as mine.
Excuse me. So, and of course, what do you want to name the ship? Now, most ships are named single names and usually named after historical figures or fictional characters from classic mythology. But it's completely up to you what it is you want to name the ship.
Mythological names, huh?
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote. Yeah, I'm fine with the Don Quixote.
I thought you were going to say donkey balls. I'm not going to lie.
Donkey balls.
Yeah, donkey balls. Yeah.
We've got a windmill and a guy trying to lance the windmill painted on the side of our ship.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. No, okay, that's cool. No, that's good. I like that. Okay, so that's the setup. The mission that you've been given, you're heading out to a place called. There's me, and I haven't actually called my notes up. So well done, me. Hang on just 1 second. Yes, John, run the game, why don't you? Yeah, but remember not to actually have the game ready. Here we go. Gen Food VAT Station Alpha, it's called. Basically, this station is a place where they genetically grow food, because on Earth they eat. On Earth, the way that the lungs, the massive atmosphere processes are run, is by genetically engineered algae. And what they do is they use that to suck as much of the oxygen. It's like forced photosynthesis. And then they force that into the atmosphere, and then what's left they make into foodstuffs and then give to the people. It's, have you seen the movie Snowpiercer? You know those blobs of jelly that actually get made out of cockroaches and what have you. Basically that sort of stuff. It's basically Soylent Green, except without the human element. So it's not nice, but it's edible, and it can be changed as well. It can actually be flavoured, and so it looks like actual proper dishes. Never tastes like it, but you know at least people are trying. So, but these places, these VAT stations, they actually genetically grow meat, and they're very, very good at it. And they do massive vats of meat, which are then sold on the market to people who can afford it. So the money is in the fact that rich people buy it. The problem with this particular Gen Food VAT station is the fact that rumour has it, and it's not been verified yet, that there's been some cloning going on. Now, because it's VAT bred meat, it's cloned anyway. But human cloning is completely illegal. Oh well, that's the shock moment. Human cloning is completely illegal. It's the ethics board is just like nobody. You don't even go there. Mainly because of the fact that they can actually make more money out of selling all synthetic people to people instead of actual people. So no, you don't do it. You do not clone people. But the rumor has it that there's been a little bit of dabbling on the station. So it's up to you guys to go there. You're meeting up with a scientist there called Van Dess, who's the lead scientist there, who's actually in charge of the VAT station, and then speak to him, and just to make sure that nothing untoward is going on. This is a Cambridge Wallace facility, and they've got standards, damn it. So get out there, find out what's going on, and make sure everything's cool. Now, the actual station itself is 4 months away. So you're going to be in long sleep for 4 months. Because you're such a small ship, you don't have a synthetic automaton on board, which is quite nice because they've got that kind of uncanny valley plastic skin look, that kind of got that sort of serial killer smile. It's not nice. So it's nice not to have that on board. So the ship's fully automated, and what happens is you accelerate to light speed or faster than light speed, which takes 5 days, and then when you get to your destination threshold, you're all woken up, and then it takes 5 days to decelerate, and then you do your jobs around the ship, and that's where we'll start the game. You guys waking up in location 5. I think they're the long sleep chambers. 3/4 5, yes. There's 2 lots of long sleep chambers, and that's where you're going to be waking up. Now, unfortunately, with long sleep, even though your metabolism is slowed, your bodily functions do sometimes still happen. So I'm going to ask everybody to roll a d6, and I don't want anybody to roll a 1.
3.
All right, nobody rolled a 1, so
brilliant. I think that's probably the first time it's happened to me, actually. Nobody rolls a 1. Basically, it's a 1 in 6 chance of you relieving yourself in your long sleep tube. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It just happens. You drink this cocktail of dog's piss. It's not actual dog's piss. That's silly. That's what it tastes like. Not that I know what dog's piss tastes like. I'm getting but you drink this stuff, and basically it helps slow down metabolism, keeps your veins open while you're frozen. But sometimes, especially during the thawing out process, sometimes it does go straight through. Yeah, it's not nice. But no, you're all good. You all wake up one by one. It's alien style. The lids pop open. It's freezing cold. It takes about an hour for you to get your senses together. I think it takes about 10 minutes per light year traveled. I think it was. I can't remember. Anyway, either way, you're all getting your senses together and started to feel a little bit better after about a couple of hours. And then yes, you've reached the location where the station is, and basically this star system is a small star. It's very, very small, quite dim, but there's lots of really big chunky mineral rocks, mineral asteroids. There's quite a few mining stations here, and then there's a few VAT stations which supply those mining stations, and then other stations as well in other systems. So this one's quite central to an entire mining operation in several systems surrounding this one. And that's when you start to decelerate, and then so you've gone over the threshold, then you reach the outer marker 3 days later, and then with 2 days to go. Do you want to contact the station? I'll leave. What happens next as you're on your approach? Completely up to you.
Do they know we're coming?
They should. A manifest and a bond signal should have been sent literally as soon as you left your location for the station.
Yeah, I guess. So, I mean, we can let them know we're coming.
Yeah. So who's contacting?
I guess I probably should, right?
Yeah, you're the guy.
Yeah. Okay, so well, you tune into their. I mean, their channel's open for incoming ships. You tune in. What do you say? This is the first role-playing moment. Everyone, pay attention.
Y'all awake? Y'all ready to go, or y'all get our message, or what's the deal?
The comm crackles for a few seconds. There's no response, and then there's another crackle, and then a picture of it's a lady's face, just a little bit bedraggled. You've seen the file photo. Her name's Henderson. And sorry, Henderman. Can't even read my own writing. Her name's Henderman, and she's looking a little bit bedraggled, a little bit pale. And you sort of come on. She went, "Are you the Arbiter ship?"
Yeah.
Oh, thank God! You need to burn here as fast as you possibly can. We've had a death.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Van Ness, the person you're supposed to meet. She was found dead this morning.
Well, I guess we better get there pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you over all the details that we can, but we don't really have the facility here. There's nobody else around here to sort of deal with this. We have a security officer, but he's short, so just as soon as as soon as you get here, the better.
Cool. He's like a 5'4" or.
No, his tall's almost up, so he doesn't really give a shit.
Ah, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. He doesn't want to get into any trouble because his tall's up. He's just waiting for his ship home to get paid.
Cool. All right, we're on
He's
our way.
also 5'2". Yeah. So. And he's got no money. So, yeah.
Well, that's not good.
We'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah.
See you in 2 days.
To be honest, everybody, I don't think it matters if we stomp on it or not. By the time we get there, she's still gonna be dead.
By my general initial assessment, I'm a bit concerned with the fact that she did not provide details as to how the individual perished upon the ship.
All valid points, but we should go as quickly as we can, as more could die, since we don't know what the cause was.
To be honest with you, even though she's asked for you to burn, you really can't. It's against regulations to increase your speed because these things don't stop on a dime. These engines are big and they take a while to cool down, and they're always outputting energy. So all you can do is just sit there for the next 2 days until you actually really reach the station.
That's fine.
Okay, is there anything anybody wants to do on those 2 days as you're journeying there? You've got your own duties to perform on the ship anyway, just to take care of the ship, do bits and bobs around the vessel to make sure she doesn't explode on the way there. But other than that, is there anything else that you want to do on the way there?
I'd like to take inventory of the storage room if possible.
Yep. Basically, you've got a spacesuit each, non-armored, unfortunately. Your pistols are still there, both with 2 reloads. You can all take a Daisy if you want to. You've got your shotgun, like I say, and then you've just got your enough supplies for a wait time for 3 months. All freeze-dried food and recycled water, but there's enough supplies there for 3 months. But you've got your spacesuits are the full body fitted ones, proper normal everyday sort of NASA spacesuits, but a little bit more science fictiony. And then you've got vac suits as well, just for low atmosphere. They're not really good for outside EVA work, and they're basically just face masks helmets and like a boiler suit, like a hermetically sealed boiler suit. But they'll do the trick if there's no atmosphere.
I'll instruct everybody to take their taser,
Yep.
taser, as we don't know what's going on. Someone's dead. It could be a security problem, so I want my crew all going in armed.
No problem at all. Everybody gets a Dazer each. A Dazer, a Dazer Mark II has 3 shots in it, so it has 3 darts, and it is really just like I've got a picture of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that properly, but it is really just a small pistol.
Ah, okay.
And which you can just tuck in your belt, tuck in your little pouch in your bum bag, whatever you want to do. So, fanny pouch or whatever you call them in America. Fanny pack, that's it. So no, it's completely up to you what you want to do with it. And that's it. The next 2 days goes quite slowly, actually. It's quite
good to know that this far ahead in the future we're still using fanny packs. That's
hey, they're cheap, and easy to make. Most of the time, it's just rolled up jumpers and just stitched at the top. That's how cheap they are. So it's the 2 days there, and then you come into view of the station. And the station is built with the magic of Roll20. The station itself is built. It's only a small place, and it is built into one of the asteroids. Basically, it's several just large containers, basically just dropped onto here, drilled into place, then all connected together. So it's got the appearance on the outside of storage containers covered in scaffolding and what looks like oil rig piping and all sorts. So it's just really, really basic. But it's also really, really big, as you can see from the picture. Now, your vessel is just big enough to fit into the landing bay. I won't ask the helm officer who's piloting it to make a roll. But yeah, it takes a little while to get into there as you touch down. Then the door seals. Sorry, go on.
Before we touch down,
yeah.
Hey, Jimothy, hail him again.
All right.
Yep. You buzz in, and again, Henderman comes onto the screen. She looks a lot less flustered from 2 days ago, and she sort of comes on. I see that you're only a few minutes away from touchdown. Is there anything that you require?
I'm just checking in.
Yeah, are there more dead people, or?
No, we're still trying to ascertain exactly what happened. But to be honest with you, our medical officer here is, then they're not cut out for autopsies. We don't really have a medical officer, to be honest with you. We did have a Sam, but that's not worked in months.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that she picked up at all, really.
Yeah.
And everything seems fine from like the outside, right? No problems.
Yeah, there's no damage to the outside.
Okay.
You got normal wear and tear from micrometeor impacts, but there's and every now and then you get a shimmer going over it, like an aurora borealis. It's got its own magnetic field to help stop it against sort of gamma ray bursts and all sorts from the sun. So as you come in, it's actually quite beautiful. You get this kind of rainbow shimmering effect going over it every now and then as you kind of approach. It's actually quite pleasant to look at.
Yeah,
It would be beautiful if it wasn't so ugly.
Yeah, we can we could set her down.
Actually, do you know what? I think I will ask the helm officer to make a roll. I think that was Jimothy, wasn't it? Is it your second D helm?
Indeed.
It is. So roll a d6 and add your agility and its secondary position. So it's a d6 plus your agility score plus 1.
Ooh, okay, so that would be, I rolled a 4 plus 5 is a 9.
It's a 9. Beautifully done. You sort of swing it in, you do a bit of a flip and put it in sideways. Yeah, man, no dicking about. So yeah, you bring you in nice and tidy. You sort of touch down, like I say, it's just a few meters front and rear. There's not a lot of clearance. But yeah, you touch it down, no problem at all. It takes about 10 minutes because it's such a huge hangar for the door to close and the air to recycle, and then the green lights come on, and then you can exit the ship. as your ramp lowers, the airlock door opens, and then the ladder drops down. You have to climb down the ladder, and the inner door opens. If I can just do a ping.
So there is a simulated gravity here on this station.
Yeah, it's at 1G. Yeah, everywhere, unless otherwise said, everywhere is standard 1G.
Gotcha.
Even on planets that have gravity, they'll still use 1G because even if you're over or even slightly less than, it can be really disorientating. So they try to keep everything 1G wherever they can.
Yeah, let's get on in there, guys.
You can see Henderson stood there. I keep pronouncing her name wrong now. You can see Henderman. Actually, no, I'm just going to call her Henderson. It's easier. You can see Henderson stood there. She's got like a bobbed hair. She's got kind of a. She's been out for quite a long time, so she's looking a little bit jaundiced. It's got a white sort of yellowish complexion, and you can see sort of scratches on the back of her hands. She obviously hasn't seen natural light in a very long time, and stood just behind her is quite a large bloke, but he's got service tattoos around his wrists and up his arms. Buzz, straight away you can see that this guy's a military man, or at least ex-military. And you see the tattoo around his wrist. At some point he was special forces.
Got it.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy. He obviously doesn't want to be there, and he's not armed. You don't see a taser, you don't see a pistol, you don't even see a stun stick, and he's just stood just behind it. He's quite a large guy, and he's just stood there, sort of looking a little bit pissed off.
I'm gonna look at him pissed off too.
Yeah, you look at each other pissed off.
Mhm.
So yeah, you head down the ramp, and Henderson walks forward, and she says, "I do apologise." She says, "Sorry, who's the primary representative?"
That's me.
Hello, I am Henderson. I'm the manager of this facility, and you are
Captain Lesbin Wright.
It's pleased to meet you, Captain. Pleased to meet all of you, and thank you very much for coming. At first, we understand this was just a normal test for just a quick look over the station to make sure everything was above board. But then, I mean, it's been 3 days. It was awful. This is my security officer. She sort of rolls her eyes so that he doesn't see, of course. Obviously, security officer, yeah, whatever. This is Zimmer. She motions to him. He just nods with his arms folded. Doesn't say anything. He's done a preliminary investigation, but didn't turn up anything untoward.
Well, we'll conduct our own investigation. Before we got off the ship, I told Buzz to take it. You're the medical guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably instructed you to bring your kit so that you could autopsy. Yeah, well, I'll have my man look at it.
Okay. Well, follow me. I'll take you straight there. It's in the admin in the admin center.
Absolutely.
She walks down the corridor. I don't know why I'm moving my cursor. You can't see it. She walks down the corridor until the end door. All the doors appear to be open. She walks through. You see, there's a few personnel all walking around. Mainly guys dressed in coveralls and Cambridge Wallace coveralls. Basically, some with clipboards, some with pads. There's a couple of guys with screwdrivers. There's some guys walking along with these massive trolleys with refrigerated boxes on them, obviously getting them each of the transporters. But yeah, everybody's just going around their normal business. A lot of them sort of give you looks to say, who the hell are these guys? Like they're surprised to see you. And then she turns right and heads to this door here into room 4. And it's a large administration split in half. One is office, like an office. Looks like there's loads of tables with computers on, but only 2 or 3 of them are actually being used, or the others are covered over in plastic. And then on the far side of it, behind a massive glass screen, and what looks like office dividers from floor to ceiling. So obviously it wasn't designed as a medical centre. And then just behind that is the medical room, or what passes for the medical room. So this is where she will start, she says. So any questions, any help that I can give you, then please.
So you've had a few days to start asking questions. You have any preliminary leads yet?
Are you talking to Zimmer or
to Henderson?
Henderson. Well, we asked a few questions. I'll give you the details. We found him in the gen food vats. He was quite dead. Because, well, I'll show you the body, actually. We've done some preliminary investigations, and Zimmer and a couple of the gentlemen here have basically just put it down to just an accident. They can't see any other way it could have happened. She walks into the medical area, and you see there's loads of freezer units on the wall. A lot of them, but a lot of them meat freezer units. Obviously, they're makeshift. It's like a makeshift morgue now. She walks over, and she sort of slides out the body, and it's covered in a sheet. They found him next to one of the cooling units, and she throws back the cover. And what you've got is a person. It doesn't look anything like his colour photo. His profile photo, his file photo, I should say, because basically all the face, all across the hair, and then all down in the shoulder and down the chest, looks like it's just been melted, just all the way down. It's almost like I'm going to use the analogy. You know, in the thing, the way that the bodies, when they find the body in the snow, it's like that's all the jaws all distended, the mouth is all opened up, the eyeball is all popped out, and that's all. It literally, you don't understand what's happened there. It looks like it's just melted, and it's absolutely vile. And that is when I ask everybody to make their first pressure roll. So please roll a d6 and add your pressure bonus, and your target number is 10.
Whew, 10.
That's good. It's good. Uh-oh.
9.
That's been you. I think you get a pressure points.
Yeah, I get +7. So I rolled a 2. I get a 9.
9. Yep. You've got 11. So yeah, Desmond, you're the only one that gets a pressure point there. Okay, that's one pressure point that you get, but at the moment that's onto your pressure level. But at the moment you're okay. You're shot. Yeah, you might have to have a stiff drink later, but other than that, no, you're fine. You can do this. So yeah, it's a kind of. I mean, you've seen dead bodies before, especially you, Buzz. You've been in combat, and but this is completely different. You've not seen anything like this at all. It's literally like the skin has just become like putty and then just seeped down the body. You can even see rivulets of it, sort of melted skin, sort of running down, and then it's kind of solidified again. It's the weirdest shit ever. And I mean, Henderson throws back the sheet, and then she just turns away. She's obviously seen it a few times. Zimmer sort of looks over it and just goes completely indifferent. Now he was down by the but basically the way the vat room works is that it puts genetic material into the different vats where we grow the meat, and he was by one of the injector units. If he'd been sprayed with any of the compounds that we use to break down the genetic material from the feed that we use, it would inflict those kind of wounds. Basically, his cellular structure was basically warped, and he would have died. He would have died quite painfully.
I'll look at Buzz. Well, Buzz, what do you think?
Did the deceased have any problems with anybody on board the ship? Any arguments?
Not at all. Says Henderson. Van Des got on well with everybody. He was quite popular. He used to host the Thursday quiz nights. I mean, he was he seemed to get on quite well. I mean, he worked all the time. I mean, he was doing 18-hour days at one point. We had to. He was on the verge of a stroke. We had to medicate him, put him into his bunk for 4 or 5 days. But he was a hard worker. But he was popular.
What kind of medication did you have him taking?
Oh, it was just diazepam, just something to slow his heart rate, just to keep him calm. I mean, but it's basically just like a mix of a modified Valium, but he was absolutely fine. He was fine after those 4 days. He got back to work and started working proper hours. Well, I say proper hours. He was still doing 12 hours a day.
I'd like to take a look at the gen food vats.
Of course, I'll take you there, unless she turns to Zimmer. Unless you want to take him down? Zimmer shrugs and just sort of motions for you to follow.
You don't want to do an autopsy first? You'll go look first?
Looks like he's pretty burned up. If this is really an accident, I want to go take a look at the hose. If the hose is punctured, maybe this really is a mistake.
Miss Henderman? Hi, Stuart Sizemore. I'm the engineering officer aboard the Don Quixote. I was wondering if you had any surveillance access that I could take a look at.
Sadly, because some of our clients here are worried about how we grow this food getting out to the public and it'll turn them off it, we don't usually allow security cameras in the actual vat rooms. There's also technology in there, which is, so we say, Cambridge Wallace would not like to be recorded on anything. We do have security cameras down the main concourse in 5, in the hangar and in the common room. But that's it. That's the only cameras that we have. We've reviewed the footage and there was nothing out of the ordinary. He just went into the Gen Food VAT area on one of his normal working days.
Excellent. I understand. Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure.
Yeah, if you want to go take a look, Buzz, that's fine. I'm sure Stuart will be able to discern whether or not it's regular wear or tear.
So, Buzz, it's going to take you a few rounds to head down to the Gen Food vats. What does everybody else want to do in this time? Got any more questions for Henderson?
I'm wondering, I believe they had mentioned before we had boarded the ship that they did have a SAM, which I assume is some sort of robotic medical assistant. Is that correct?
Yes, synthetic automaton. Yes, we do have one, but it's not worked in months. He shut down, probably, I think at the Christmas party, actually. And basically, when we tried, we've been asking for a replacement for a while, even before we shut down. We knew there were a few problems, but yeah, he's not worked since.
Well, I'm pretty proficient at engineering. I was top of my class back on Earth. Do you mind if I take a look at that robotic personnel, Miss Henderson?
That's absolutely wonderful. I mean, if you can get him up and running again, I would be more than happy. We keep him in the computer core. Basically, he's just covered in a sheet down there. Computer core is self-automated. We leave it alone. But the door's open, so by all means, go and help yourself.
Terrific. You can find me there, Captain.
So,
thanks for the follows, Ninu, Angie, and Meow Nerva. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
bless him.
But yeah, just so we're clear, so Stuart, you're going to the computer rooms.
Correct. I'll be in number 7.
Number 7, and then you're heading to 10, right, Buzz?
Yep. Buzz
That's
goes 10.
correct.
What are you doing, Jimothy? Do you want to conduct the interviews? As
Sure. Yeah, I can conduct interviews.
Who is it you want to talk to?
I want to talk to the security guy.
Gotcha.
I'll ask Henderson. Is it possible that we set up interviews with the staff, just cycle them in here one by one?
I mean, there's only 24 people that work here, but that's no problem at all. I mean, they're because the bats themselves are basically quite automated. They can take time out for a few minutes each. That's no problem at all. Would you like me to set up a table in here or in the common room?
I'll look over at the body that you can see. I'll be like, probably the common room would be best.
Certainly, no problem at all. Jimothy, did you say you were going to speak to Zimmer, the security guy, yeah?
Yes, please.
Gotcha. Him and Buzz have already left, but you can easily go and catch up. That's no problem at all. So you're all walking down the concourse as you catch up, but before you catch up, Jimothy, you're sort of walking down, Zimmer sort of turns and sort of looks at you. He's got like a straight beard from the bottom lip just going down here. That's all he's got. Other than that, he's clean shaven and he's completely bald on top, except for a little sort of ponytail at the back. He sort of looks at you. You can obviously see that you've served. He sort of looks you up and down and goes, "You served?
I did.
You been out long?"
Still in. They gave me a transition. Military time plus space time, and I get to retire.
God damn. I couldn't wait to get out. I've done my service, and now I'm going to go home with a big fat paycheck and the biggest bonus. I'm going to blow it all on everything I can spend it on. I can't wait. I can't believe people still want to serve out here.
Yeah, where's home for you?
Earth.
How long's it been since you've been back?
28 years.
I'm afraid it's nicer up here than it is back home.
Has it really got that bad, huh?
Ain't no amount of money worth going back to Earth.
Well, shit. And he gets to the door just as Jimothy catches up. This door's security locked. He holds up his wrist to a scanner on the wall, which then bleeps green, and then the door slides open. It's very, very dark in here, and as soon as the door opens, you feel a waft of cold. The Zimmer turns to you, Jimothy. You coming in too?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you when you have a chance, so if it's
Sure.
in there.
Yeah, no worries.
Does everybody who comes through this door need to buzz in with a security clearance?
Yeah, only me, Henderson, Marlon, and the late Dr. Van Ness had access here.
We'd like to get a copy of your logs as who was in and out of this building the day of the death.
That's no problem. As soon as he walks in, he turns left. Now, the room is very, very dark, but in the shadows, all you can see is like, if you imagine like a brewery, the big cylinders in the brewery. Excuse me a second. I do apologise. And they're all stacked, and there's all pipes coming out of them, going into the ceiling, and the piping goes along the ceiling, and then to massive units to left and right of you. To the left, it's like a, how can I put it? It's just massive tubes of different coloured liquids. Now, the one on the left is shut down. This is obviously the one that he had the accident. The one on the right is still going. and you can see little red lights, little green and red lights blinking on all the different vats. And there's dozens of these vats going down each side of the wall. He turns to the left and he sort of points. Well, this is the unit. He comes in most mornings and does a test to make sure everything's running as it should be. And all we could tell, and he points at one of the valves at the top of one of the large pipes. All this here was loose. What you do is you give him a bit of a tug just to make sure that the handles are nice and tight and the seals are there. He must have given it a tug and the seal came loose. And the stuff that's in here is genetic compound, which breaks down genetic material. So the stuff that we're pumping into the vats gets broken down to component parts, gets put into the heart, which is then put into the vats, which is then it kind of recombines. I don't know. I ain't a fucking scientist, but this stuff, you don't want to get it on you.
I suspect whoever was in here before him might have left this loose.
Well, that's for you to find out.
Could be an accident.
No offense, guys, but my time's up. I shouldn't have been doing this.
As far as I understand, you're still the security officer on this station, so your time's not up until we tell you it is. With all due respect, sir.
Well, with all due respect, you ain't my commanding officer, and I don't work for you.
Your commanding officer is still standing outside in the admin room.
Well, then take it up with her. If she wanted me to do this, she would have asked me already.
She's right. You are short.
His face just drops. But he doesn't say anything back. Any more questions, Timothy? The guy looks really receptive to more questions.
I warmed him up for you.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Buzz. I'm sorry about him. He's always like that. He wakes up grumpy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you're security. You've been doing this for 28 years. I mean, you must.
I've been doing this job for 4 years.
Okay.
I was in the military for 24.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, but you still have experience. You've seen a lot. You've never seen anything like this before at all.
No. These canisters are checked, double checked. This is one of the most dangerous compounds in the entire facility. God damn, it's one of the most dangerous compounds about. It just literally just melts anything organic. So no, this should have been checked and double checked. He checks it every single morning.
Well, okay. All right. And there wouldn't be any other reason you're trying to get out of here soon other than the fact that you've been doing this for...
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions.
My time is up. I've served it. I ain't getting paid for this shit. So I'm just waiting for the next ship to take me out.
All right. All right.
If that's all, gentlemen.
That's all.
And he walks away, slightly pissed off. In fact, he bumps into another worker. You've obviously rolled him. He bumps into another worker walking past him with a cup of coffee and a clipboard. What the fuck's that, man? And the guy, he just keeps walking off.
If we were back on Earth, I would beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could follow him back pretty soon here.
That's a good idea. He said he's taking the next ship leaving. Why don't we bring him along?
That's a good idea.
So you can beat him.
Well, that's going to be a fun trip home. Are we there yet? We go back to you, Lisbon. You're still with Henderson?
Yeah. Yeah, so the interview area set up now.
Yep. Yeah, she sets up a table. She supplies you with a computer. But when you've got your own little personal pad computer on the ship anyway, which you can bring with you, so you can set that up and sit down. I was thinking about the Voight camp machine for some reason, asking them silly questions about turtles. But basically, yeah, you can sit down and have a chat with them, find out what the hell's going on. There's 23 people in total that work for this place.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna set up a computer, set up a camera, interview everybody. So I have it for the record. I'm gonna go by the book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask everybody where they were at the time that this happened. Mm-hmm. Where were they before? Where were they after? Where were they when they found out? What their job is? All that good kind of stuff. I'm gonna be pretty thorough.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump to Stuart,
Yeah.
who has gone into the comp room, computer core, and yeah, it's a standard computer core, cylinder in the center, loads of wires coming out of it, an Apple. I'll stop showing off brands. Actually, a computer attached to it with a built-in monitor and keyboard and all that sort of stuff, with a floppy disk drive all built in the works. It's absolutely brilliant. There's loads of monitors around it, giving readouts and sort of status positions. And in the corner, like Pris, is Sam. Is a Sam sat in the corner, hands on his knees, with a see-through sheet over him, just looking straight ahead. Now, Sam's are hairless, they're bald, and they've got plastic skin, rubber skin, so you can tell that they're not real. And they've got a very uncanny valley feeling to them. So when you're talking to them, you know they're not real. It's a little bit disconcerting, but they work on pure logic. They don't really have personalities.
Like a Johnny Cab.
Yeah, basically, but except without the rather nice disposition, even when he's on fire. So he's basically just sat there, just basically doing nothing. And you can see that a panel's been taken off the side of his head. His jaw's slightly unhinged. They can get some of the cerebral connectors, and one of the hands has been removed. And he's basically just sat there gathering dust.
Okay. Oh dear, somebody left you in quite awful state. That's okay, bud. To help. I've always preferred machines to people, anyhow. Can I make some sort of engineering roll to do some initial diagnostics?
Absolutely. Make the higher the better. So roll a d6, add your education score, and add your +2 bonus for being engineer primary.
Okay, so it's going to be a +5 to the roll.
Yep.
10 total.
10, brilliant. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of extra information out of that. Yes, he's knackered. You can tell he's knackered. The cerebral connectors are all severed. They just need replacing and resoldering. If you can get those connected, that's fine. It looks like something might have hit him. And right on the jaw, and you don't want to hit a Sam around about here on the side, because that's where all the connectors are. The cerebral and the brain is actually in their chest. You don't want to hit them there, because that's where you'll sever a connection. And it looks like it's been hit by something quite hard and quite badly damaged. So yeah, it's not great. But you also notice that his right hand has been removed, and it's also not there.
Huh. This probably is where his implant chip would be, I would assume. Something is very strange about this robot.
Yeah. You gonna fix him?
Start working on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha. Make another roll.
Oh.
No,
2,
no.
I guess, +5 again.
Yeah.
7.
7. So yeah, you just did it. So yeah, you sort of it's quite easy to do actually. It only take you 5 minutes. You're literally just putting out the connectors, putting a couple of chips back into place, resetting the jaw and all sorts. And it'll take about 2 or 3 minutes for him to power back up, making that Windows sound as he as his eyes flicker open. You can actually hear the computer core sort of spinning and the discs all winding up as he starts to wind up. It'll take it'll take a few minutes for that to happen. Back to you, Lesbian. You're talking to all these people, and I need you to make a charisma roll. So roll a d6 and add your charisma. You haven't got liaison skill, have you? No, so just roll a d6 and add your charisma score.
4.
Right, nobody really wants to talk to you. You're sort of chatting away, and they're giving you really simple, straightforward answers. Yeah, no. Oh, I've been here for 4 years. Oh, I'll just clean the toilets. You know what I mean? Nobody's really giving up any information at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
That's fine, as long as I have them on the record, I guess.
Yeah, they're going through. Yeah. And then there is one guy that stood out though. He didn't seem eager, but he seems like I don't know, like he was like you were chatting with him down the pub, and he's basically, oh hi, yes, yeah, I've been here for 2 months now. Oh well, I get on really well with everybody. Oh no, Vasson was a really nice guy. We got on really well. He seems to be quite pleasant. A little bit overly pleasant.
What's their name?
Wallace.
Is he being weird? Is he being cagey?
And you can't quite tell. He's just being really, really friendly.
Okay. I guess after I conclude my interviews, I'll ask, Henderson, about him, about Wallace.
Yeah, he came in 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to come in and take the place of what the Sam was doing. SAMs are expensive, and that's why the company hasn't sent us another one. But yeah, he was basically here to do the SAM's duties. He's an electrical technician, and he knows things about engineering. So he's very good. The place hasn't worn him down yet.
Is he the most recent hire?
Yes.
Can I have his personnel file?
Of course.
Okay. I'm gonna let's see. I don't think science does it. Well, who does computer stuff? Like skill wise?
Sorry, you asking Henderson?
No, like like you, like mechanically. Who's the best at that kind of thing?
What in your team? Or
yeah, on our team.
Oh, gotcha. That'll be the engineering. That'll be Stuart.
I thought so.
Computer at the moment.
I'm going to. He has a communicator. I'll send him this file and ask him to check its validity.
Got you.
Just to make sure. I don't know. He's the newest guy. He was a little weird. Let's check up on him.
Yeah. As you're working on the SAM, Stuart, you get the message. It sort of pings just as you're putting the last touch in, and then he's sort of wound. He's sort of wound up to full power. He sort of sits up and he's sort of looking around, orientating himself. You've seen this. He's basically getting depth perception. He's basically sitting forward and backwards, getting his motors going again. He's basically going through a startup sequence. As you receive this information on your screen, on your little pad, like a little mobile phone sort of thing, the picture of the person that Lesbian's just sent to you flashes up as his personnel file, Wallace. And the SAM sees the picture and goes, "Oh, goodness gracious. Not him again." Meanwhile...
Do you happen to be familiar with this gentleman?
Yes. He was the person that called me to the computer room just before I deactivated.
Huh. Interesting. I better let the captain know. I'm going to send a message back on the communicator to Lesbian to keep an eye on him and confirm that I not only got the SAM up and running again, but the SAM recognizes Wallace as the last person he saw before deactivation.
Yep.
Would you mind telling me everything that you know about this Mr. Wallace?
Mr. Wallace is the he's a new hire. He only started yesterday. Yeah. And he came here and basically was taking over my duties, from what I understand, because I was malfunctioning.
Interesting. Yesterday, you say? Very interesting.
Yes. Please allow me to reset my internal clock. Goodness gracious, has it been 2 months?
From what I understand, I believe that is correct.
Then I do apologise. It was not yesterday. It was 2 months and 7 days ago.
Interesting indeed. Do you have any sort of historical records on this person? I suppose maybe you wouldn't if he wasn't here very long.
Sadly, no. I did not have access to personnel records.
And are you able to do emotional body scans on people to see what his personality type may consist of?
I'm afraid not. I'm not programmed for such things. I was basically here to maintain the inside of the vat rooms. Oh dear, my right hand appears to be missing.
I noticed that as well.
This has not turned out to be a very good day at all.
Oh, don't worry. I will send a text out to my crew members and tell them to keep an eye out for it.
That's very kind.
I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jimothy and Buzz, you're still in the Gen Food vat. Where are you headed to?
What do you want to do here, Buzz?
Guess I'll go back and take a look at that body, see if there's anything we missed on the first pass.
I'll follow you.
So we'll go back up the main hallway and make eye contact here with Captain Lesbian, see if we're needed. And if not, I'm going to go to...
Yeah, I'm set up right across from the room. I just concluded my interviews, so I will join you for the autopsy.
Okay, you're heading to the medical suite. Okay.
So it seems like something malfunctioned. Something was loose in the gin food vats and sprayed him in the face. It looks like an intentional malfunction to me. Everyone who goes in and out of that room needs a key card to scan in.
Do you have the logs?
We've been told we can have the logs. I haven't been given them yet.
I'll ask Henderson.
I will go and fetch them for you straight away. They're actually just over here. And she shares the admin room. She goes over to a big wide desk. She's just covered in crap and old school antique Funko Pops. And she walks over. She goes through a few bits and bobs, pulls out a couple of files, and then she walks over. Yeah, here we go. There's logs here. The pad at the top actually has a digital readout.
Okay. Yeah, was it?
Sorry, go on. Yeah, according to the logs, the morning that he went through that door, 2 people actually signed in. One was him, but 10 minutes before him was the Sam.
Well, at that, I will ask Stuart to join us if he can.
I will text back and ask if he wants me to join alone or if I can bring the Sam with me.
Oh yeah, bring the Sam. I didn't know you got it up and running. I'll say.
Stuart, in his sort of arrogant, aggressive way, will remind you to reread previous texts, and then say that he's on his way over.
I'll also go through my old texts. I'm like, okay.
You like that motherfucker?
I don't even take it personally. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, he did send me a text. Yeah. I'm amenable.
Yeah. You taking the Sam?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a bit stiff. He's been sat there for 2 months, so his gears are probably a little bit grindy. But yeah, he follows along after you, and after the corridor, he's kind of got his stride, and he's walking along. And some of the workers walking past them are like, "Hey, how's it going, Sam?" Because nobody's original with what they call their Sams, and he's sort of nodding. "Oh, good morning. Oh, good morning." It's all affectation. It's all programmed in to be polite. He's not actually polite. He's not feeling it. He's just showing it. Or so everybody's told. Yeah. Then you head into the medical room, and that's where you all congregate.
Oh, Stuart, hey, glad you can make it. Good job getting it up and running. So we have some interesting information here. It seems that the Sam accessed the Gen Food vets just before the accident, but it was out of commission, right?
Yeah, actually, Captain, that's kind of the strange thing. I noticed that his right hand is missing, which I assume is where his security chip was implanted. I have a feeling maybe he wasn't the one that entered.
I'll look at the Sam. Sam, confirm?
Confirmed. That is where my security chip should be.
He also mentioned that Mr. Wallace was the last person that he saw before he was decommissioned. Maybe we should circle back on him.
And you say that this happened intentionally, Buzz?
It seems intentional to me.
Well, I feel like that's quite a bit of evidence. I'll look at Henderson. Well, this is disturbing.
Sounds like we need to do a lockdown and search from head to toe until we find that damn hand.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's toss the quarters. I'll put you on that, Buzz.
Gladly.
I'll help you. But yeah, I mean, obviously, any of you that feel like helping can. If you want to come along, Jimothy.
Yeah.
Maybe you can apologize for us.
Yeah, I've got some secondary training in security, so I think Stuart will join as well.
Jeez, we're all fit for the job. It sounds.
So you're gonna do a massive search of the base, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you to make 2 rolls. Whoever's doing the searching, you roll a d6 plus your education. If you have a security score, then add that to it as well. But anybody who's doing the searching, I'm also going to ask you to make a charisma roll, a d6 plus your basic charisma, and any liaison score that you have, just to see how these people take it, because they're not happy having strangers come on board and going through their shit. So you target number 7, so make your rolls.
Okay, I got 10 for searching.
Yeah.
And then you said to make a charisma roll, so that's just a d6 plus charisma?
Yeah.
Ooh, 5 total for that.
Okay.
So since they're all knocking this down, I would like to go with Henderson to find specifically Wallace.
Okay. So you're going with Henderson to find Wallace. Everybody else is turning everything over, yeah? So who got successes on the searches? Difficulty was 7. So 1 success?
Looks like
Jimmy's
charisma was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got good in the charisma, but not that.
So we got 1 success on the search. Unfortunately, the search doesn't turn up anything. And how many successes did you get on the charisma?
Target number is also 7 there?
7, yeah. 1 success, yeah? Yeah, they haven't taken it very well at all. Jimothy, they kind of like you. You've been quite polite about it because you didn't find shit. But, yeah, they were fine. But Stuart and Buzz, they're not happy. And by the time you find Wallace, there's quite a crowd gathered in the concourse, all sort of demanding Henderson's attention, What the fuck is this? Going through all that stuff. They came here to investigate an accident, not turn this over. What, are we all guilty? What the hell's going on? There's quite a few raised voices in the concourse. In the very centre of the concourse, where the number 5 is actually. And Heston's going, okay, everyone just calm down. It's an investigation. Nobody's guilty. Nobody's been accused of anything. We're just looking for items. Let's just say that it might not have been an accident. And everybody's like, whoa, hold on. And then, yeah, things start to get a little bit heated.
I'll step up, and I'll try to just, like, shout it down, using my presence. What do you want me to roll for that? Let's see.
Roll a d6, add your charisma. Do you have any kind of liaison score?
No.
Just d6 plus charisma. Difficulty's going to be 7.
7.
All
7
right.
Yeah. Everybody kind of calms down a little. They're not getting any worse,
Yeah.
but they're not setting fire to anything, which is a bonus.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
We
what
are
are you
here
gonna say?
with the authority of the company. We're here to investigate. We're sorry for any inconvenience, but this is a very serious matter. And if you guys were more forthcoming during the interviews, it wouldn't have come to this. But we do have reasonable suspicion that there was foul play involved, and we have reasonable evidence pointing to a crew member being involved.
And evidence, which one? Somebody from the back says.
I am not. I don't want to share that information until we have it confirmed.
Everybody's sort of looking at each other, and so it's kind of like a little bit of a paranoid moment. Everybody's sort of looking at each other up and down as if to say, "Is it you? Is it you?" There's a few murmurs in the crowd, and then behind you can hear Henderson. Zimmer stood next to Henderson, and she's turned. She said, "Sorry, where is he?" He just shrugs, and then she turns back to you, Lisbon, and says, "We can't find Wallace."
All right, so I'm gonna pop around. All right, I guess it's come to this. Who knows where Wallace is?
Wallace, that same guy at the back who asked the question. Oh, he was on duty. He's gone down to the vat room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's gone down to one of the storage bays. It's time to get the food out and start feeding the pigs.
I'm going to double time it to the vat room.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow Buzz and stop short of the vat room and kind of take up post outside of the storage room.
Gotcha. Everybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, everybody, remain calm, remain together, and everybody, we are gonna be on a bit of a lockdown until this is solved.
This is bullshit. Zimmer sort of walks down. He goes down with you, Buzz. Jimothy, what do you want to do?
I'd like to stick around and keep an eye on the crowd.
Yeah.
Actually.
They're all looking really, really, really nervous. Not too sure what's going on. Everything's kind of got out of hand a little bit. People are sort of looking at each other. There's a definite tension in the air. What's his face? Zimmer catches up with you, Buzz, as you get there. Stuart, you get to the storage rooms. There's 2 storage rooms, one on either side of the corridor. They basically hold all the equipment and the foodstuffs and all stuff which is used in the vat room. He sort of reaches you, and you see he pulls out a service pistol. It's a proper 14-round automatic, and 10mm. He sort of pulls that out. It looks like he's got the sort of scratch marks, the sort of service, like tally marks at the side of it, which is, and he sort of steps up to the door. There's no way he could have got in here. He hasn't got pass.
Yes, he does.
He waves his hand in front of the screen again, and the door slides open. He sort of looks at you and sort of goes, "Yeah, right." And then that's when his head explodes. You hear a shotgun blast. Back of his head explodes outwards.
Nice.
His face just disappears.
I'm going to pull the door closed.
Cool. It's the automatic door. It's literally just slid upwards.
Oh, shit.
And that's where we'll take a break, I think.
All right. Hey, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thanks for all the follows. I didn't get you earlier. Thank you, some old pirate, for following. We really appreciate it. And thank you for watching Those Dark Places. Available on OspreyGames.com at their store, in print and PDF format. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back after this short break. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Plays Those Dark Places. I am playing Lesbian Wright, Captain Lesbian Wright. I am Jahan Anon.
I like the way that you introduced that. I'm playing Buzz Hetfield. I am Casualty CDG.
And hey everyone, I'm actually Matt, but today I'm playing the star character of this crew, Jimothy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back from the break. I am still Kevin, and I am playing Stuart Sizemore, the engineering officer aboard the Don Quixote.
And I am Jonathan Hicks. I am the writer designer of the game, and I am your GM for the evening. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go. I'd just like to remind everybody watching that you can use your channel points to boon and or doom us, which will help us pass our tests or fail our tests. It's up to you. Just be aware there's a slight delay, so we'll do it as best as we can. And yeah.
His head explodes. The body falls backwards, slams into the ground. He obviously had absolutely no chance whatsoever. There's a massive splat sound as it hits the deck. People start to panic, running in all different directions. I'm going to ask who's by the door, Stuart and Buzz, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you both to make pressure rolls. Buzz, because you have a little bit of military experience, I'm going to give you an extra +2 to your roll because you've seen this kind of thing before. Stuart, unfortunately, you haven't. You're an engineer, not a combat officer. So yeah, a straightforward pressure roll from you, please.
12 total.
12
Okay.
total.
For both of you, yeah? Brilliant. Yeah, Stuart, yeah, Buzz, yeah, it's a walk in the park. You've seen it before. You just suck it in. You've got to deal with it. There's a situation. You worry about that later. Stuart is like, holy shit, but it's not me. So yeah, it's a bit messy. It's all over this whatever weapon is used, and it sounded like a shotgun, Buzz. You heard the click clack just before it went off, and then his body falls backwards. Inside, you can hear Wallace's voice. You can hear a voice, I should say. I was giving it away now. Oh well. You can hear a voice shouting, "Stay the fuck back! I've already started it. You can't stop it!" And then everything sort of freezes for a second. The lights go out, come back on with the red emergency lights. In the distance, you can hear a siren wailing. Henderson's looking around a little bit wild-eyed and confused.
What alarm is that, Anderson?
I have absolutely no idea. Does anybody know what that alarm is? Somebody out the back goes, Zimmer does.
Fuck.
Do I know what that alarm is because of the PowerPoint presentations I had to sit through before I took this job?
Unfortunately, not. No, it sounds like a general alarm that you'll get in base, but it could cover anything: depressurization, maybe an energy build-up, maybe there's a hull breach somewhere. It's basically like a general alarm. What it's actually signifying, you have no idea. Why the lights went out, that signifies. In fact, Stuart, Mr. Engineer, roll a d6, add your education and your engineering bonus.
8 total.
8. The lights went out, and then the emergency lights came on, and the siren came on. That usually means a shift of power, which means there's power has been shifted from one section to another in an emergency capacity, and the auxiliary hasn't kicked in, which is never a good sign.
I would like to use my little comm cell phone thing to send a text to our crew and see who's closest to the power control room if they can check out what's going on in there. And I'll make my way that way as well.
The closest will either be Lesbian or Jimothy because they're at the top there on the map, sort of around here where the crowd is, and the power core is to the north of them in location 2.
I'll just look at the text, and be like, "That's me," and I'll open the door, Henderson.
Okay, you guys head up. Jimothy, what are you doing?
I'm going to say, everybody remain calm.
I need you to make a d6 roll, add your charisma and your liaison skill.
All right.
Now's your time to shine. Oh, shit.
No. +3, so 4 total.
So what's your charisma?
Charisma is 1.
1, and with your +2, got ya. Okay. Well, yeah. Nobody calms down. Everybody just goes nuts and starts rushing off in different directions. It's a little bit anarchy actually. People are basically running for where they're going to be protected, which is basically as far away from the shotgun as possible. So both room 6s, which are the bunk rooms, the one towards admin into the common room, and basically people are sort of bowling into each other. So Stuart and Lesbian and Jimothy, as you sort of stood there, people are literally pushing past you to get away. I'm going to ask you all. In fact, we'll come back to you in just a second. Whilst all this is going on, Buzz, you at the door. It's slid upwards. What's left of Zimmer is lying on the floor. And yeah.
I'm going to pick up what's left of Zimmer and grab his pistol.
Okay, you grab his pistol. It is a 10mm service pistol. There's 14 and the clip one in the pipe. So yeah, it's good. It's primed and ready to go.
I'm going to carry his body like a human shield and step into storage.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay, you sort of heft his body up. That's going to give you a -1 to your actions because you're holding on to him as you're doing that. And then you step into storage. It's very dim. There's lots of lights flickering on all the vats in the distance. And directly ahead of you, you see Wallace. He's got the shotgun. It's a pump-action street sweeper. And he's sort of stepping backwards, a little bit shocked to see a headless body come in. And then, let's see who gets the drop. So he's already prepared. You go in. So you need to make an agility roll and just add a D6. And I will make a roll for
6
Wallace.
altogether, unless security goes into this.
No, you're fine. He only rolls a 3, so you get the drop. So what do you want to do?
I'm going in and oh shit, I'm shooting him.
You're shooting with the service pistol, yeah?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, you go in, you start blasting away. You're going to pull off a shot. It's quite dim, so you're quite close range, but because it's quite dim, there's all sirens going off, there's red lights and all, so it's a little bit disorientating. So the difficulty to hit is going to be 7. So you're rolling a D6, you're adding your agility score, and you're adding your security officer score.
6, 3 plus agility 5 plus security is 7 on the dot.
7, so that's a shot. You hit him, that's no problem at all. A pistol. See if I can read my own writing. A pistol does 3 damage. Now, a weapon does a thing called a damage cap. And so the pistol, it does 3 damage. So what you're doing is rolling a d6. And if you roll a 1, 2, or a 3, that's the amount of damage that you do. If you roll more than 3, then it's just a 3. You can't roll any higher than 3.
3.
And you roll a 3. You pop round, you pull off the shot, and his strength... Yeah, that's going to kill him straight away. Single shot. You pop round, he goes straight through the heart. And he looks quite surprised by this. He staggers backwards. He drops the shotgun, and his body collapses to the ground. He's very, very dead.
Does he have any dying words?
Ah!
Okay.
That's pretty. No, it was so fast. You rolled maximum damage.
Perfect.
No, he's down straight away. Good shot.
Yeah, good check.
Can I make a medical check? That's my second. I'm a secondary medical officer. Can I make a medical check to keep him alive and interrogate him for a few moments before he bleeds out?
It's going to be very, very difficult.
That's okay.
So roll a D6, add your education, and add your medical officer skill. It's going to be a difficulty of 8.
6 plus education is 5 plus medical for 1. 6 altogether.
No, I'm afraid he's very dead.
So when you guys, if someone comes over, whoever's closest to me, when you come in, there's a headless body on the ground, blood all over the place, and I've got like my thumb in this guy's wound trying to talk to him. But I obviously shot this guy. What the hell did you do, Wallace? What the hell did you do?
All around you, like I said, the alarms are going off, but then you see that the lights on the vats are starting to get brighter, and you hear like this clunking sound, like there's latches going off all down the vats. It's a very strange sound. But meanwhile, Lesbian, Jimothy, and Stuart, you're getting bowled over by all these people bombing it in all different directions because they're all basically shitting their pants. So I need every one of you to make an agility roll. D6 plus your agility. Difficulty is going to be 7.
Can I just try to strength through it and just break the wave?
Yeah. Who passed?
Ooh.
No.
I got a 6.
No, 6. No. Okay, so just Jimothy and Stuart, yeah? You didn't pass.
No, okay, 5 total.
5 total. You are getting barged and pushed down to the ground. Stuart, you're going to take 1 point of damage. 2 points of damage. And now the damage is taken directly off your strength. So there's no other modifiers there's no bad modifiers to you until he reaches 0. So you're bruised and you're damaged and it really hurt and people are stamping over you in the stampede to get past. And Jimothy, you failed as well, didn't you, Jimothy?
I did fail.
Yeah. You also take 2 points of damage.
Gotcha.
It's a good job. It's a good job. You all chose high strength rolls, strength scores. So yeah, you are getting pushed over, punched, as people are just shouting and roaring just to get away from the what's going on. The first shotgun blast was bad enough. Then the pistol shot by some dude carrying a headless dude. No, that didn't go down well at all. So yeah, they're literally just throwing punches and whatever they got in their hands to get past people to get away.
Do I take 2 as well?
Yeah. Oh, did you fail as well?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you take 2 as well, I'm afraid.
X.
Yep. Right, so
crap.
What do you guys want to do? Lesbian, Timothy and Stuart, what are you doing? You sort of picking yourselves up, you're a little bit blooded as everybody sort of disperses from the hall.
I'm gonna pull out my comm device and I'm gonna shoot a text to Buzz asking not only if he's okay, but whether he found the SAM hand as I finish making my way into the power control room to see if I can tell what's going on with the diversion.
Got ya.
Yeah, I'm getting what's her name? Warren.
Henderson.
Yeah, I'm getting her
Yeah.
to open the door to the power room.
Oh shit! I didn't make a roll for Henderson. Actually, she was standing with you, wasn't she? So she fails her strength test. Oh, and she takes maximum damage as well. The bad news being is that she only had 1 point of strength. She basically has been trampled during the stampede, and she's now unconscious and bleeding out on the floor.
Crap.
So both of the NPCs that we met are dead.
Yeah,
One's
both
dead,
down.
one's in a really bad way.
I love it.
You guys need to stop meeting people.
Does she have a badge on her, or does she have an internal?
That's a good point, actually. I don't know. Odd number, it's internal. No, it's a badge. It's like a pass hanging around the neck.
I'll grab
That's
it
her
off her
ID.
and toss it to Stuart.
Yep. That will allow you access into the power core room, into the power room. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to swipe it and get in there and immediately start checking it out to see what I can see.
Got ya. Yeah, by the looks of it, all power has been shunted from everywhere except for basic life support to the VAT rooms. And it's a lot of power. It's like 95% of the power is now being pushed to the VAT rooms.
Captain, it appears as though the power is overloading into the VAT room area. Should I try to cease it and balance the power?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Make an engineering roll, but your difficulty is going to be 8. Somebody has been into the system and locked it down. So you're going to have to make 2 rolls. 1 of 8 to actually get into the system, and then 1 of 7 to manage to shut down the system. But while you're doing that, we'll come back to Buzz.
Gotcha. And just for remind me real quick, that's education plus engineering and the D6?
That's right, yeah.
Gotcha.
Is there a robotic prosthetic hand around this this dead body that I just shot?
There isn't, but there is a thumb. There is a prosthetic thumb. Obviously a Sam's thumb, and that's obviously where he kept the chip. That's in his other hand. He's got the that's sort of tucked into it's like a wristband. It's like a sweatband, and yeah, that's where it is. That's how we got in.
With comms, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my hands on the Sam's chip, but it's only the thumb, not the whole hand. Anything you need from me on this side? It looks like these vats are about to explode.
Can you see what's going on in there?
The lights are flashing really quickly, and that clunking sound is getting really, really, really loud. And then in the distance, you hear this massive, like a crack sound, like a thump, like a huge washing machine doors opened. You can't see anything, but you hear this horrible splashing sound, and then you hear in the darkness. And then we come back to Jimothy and Lesbian, who have gone up to the power core room as well. What are you guys doing?
With them inside. So, is she dying?
She will do if she doesn't get medical attention.
I will offer her medical attention with my med unit.
Go for it. You roll a d6. Add your education. You haven't got any medical skill, have you?
No.
No, but you do get a +1 from your med unit. So roll a d6.
Oops.
It's a 7, by the way.
There we go. 2 plus 3 plus 1. That is a 6.
6, almost, but no cigar. That's used up your med unit, unfortunately. But no, you've not been able to help her.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Timothy?
Yeah, I think while Lesbian is trying to do that, I probably run to check on Buzz.
Yep. Okay, you start heading back down the corridor. You'll be there in a couple of rounds as you head back to the Gen Food VAT area. Stuart, what was your first roll?
7.
7. So you weren't able to get into the system. You've got to get past it. Somebody's locked it out. Locked it out. But by the looks of it, it's been done remotely. So they might have been using like a personal pad or a personal computer to do it. Somebody's hacked it, come in from the outside, and basically just locked it out. You can see a little symbol in the corner, sort of twisting, which tells you that somebody's connected from the outside of the system.
Am I able to run a check to see like an IP address or whoever's connected?
No, you can't get in that far, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Captain, I botched the entry point, but it appears as though somebody is remotely controlling the power core room.
Crap. Buzz, did he have a hand terminal?
I'm checking now.
You hear another crack, another splash, but this one, it's a noise, but it sounds a bit more animalistic. It's like,
I think there's something coming from the vats.
and it's not nice. And he does have a personal pad unit. It's like a tablet with a little keypad at the bottom. Imagine a tablet made in the 1980s. So it's got loads of like stickers of My Little Pony on it. So it's basically just hanging off his hip.
I'm going to roll the Sam thumb across it.
Sorry, say again. Sorry.
I'm going to roll the Sam access across it. Is that what he's using to hack in?
No, it's actually already activated.
Oh, sweet.
And by the looks of it, it's connected to a power control system.
Perfect. I'll cut that off and grab the shotgun and rack the shotgun.
Gotcha. No worries. The shotgun's good for another 6 shots.
After he says that something's going on there, get out of there, Buzz. Get out of there.
You should be clear now. System should be open. And I'll start out of here.
Yeah. As he says that, Stuart, the system suddenly becomes clear. And whoever's been activated from the outside has been cleared out, so now you should be able to get in.
Terrific. I would certainly like to do that, and I would try to I want to attempt to balance the power back out to the ship and try to depressurize whatever's going on in the Gen Food vats.
Okay, then make your D6 roll. Remember, your second roll was going to be a 7. So your D6 plus your education plus your plus 2. Excuse me.
Do you want me to use the second roll that I took earlier, or do you want me to re-roll?
Oh, did you do a second roll? I do apologise. Yeah. So what did you roll second?
9 total.
Oh no! In that case, then you're absolutely fine. You access it, and it's very clear what's happened. Yeah, a load of power has been shunted to the VAT area, to the VAT processing area. But by the looks of it, by the readout on the registry, there's 12 VATs, but according to the actual power intake, there's 14 VATs. It doesn't make any sense, but you can shut down that power if you want to. But as you're backing out, in the dim light, you see a figure. It's quite large and quite hunched over, and you see what you think is a leg moving forward. And as it comes into the light, very, very carefully, it's almost like a human hand, but it's only got 4 digits. And there's sort of really weird twisted nails coming out, which are almost like claws, and it's like skinless as well. So it's a bit like the Titan out of that Titan cartoon. I can't remember what it's called. Attack on Titan. That was the one. And the hand slams down, and as it hits, there's a blood splatter as it sprays out, because obviously it's not encased in flesh. And then you hear that another guttural something sounds like horrible, but it also sounds like pain.
I don't mean to alarm anybody, but there's a fucking monster down here.
Where exactly is that? Is that in the storage rooms, or is it in the VAT room?
Yeah. It's in the VAT room at the very far end of the VAT room, so all the way back down here in the darkness, where you can't see it for cinematic effect.
Whatever you're seeing down there, Buzz, can you lock down the room?
I'll try. I will try to lock down the room. I have the thumb for the Sam.
Buzz, let me know when the door is closed, and I will shut the power down for that sector.
Can I, Sam, swipe the thumb and beep boop this door?
You can. You step out, and as you step out, whatever it is suddenly surges forward. It looks like a cross between it's like a cross between a person and a dog, with a really elongated snout, but the jaw is only half formed, so the tongue's lolling around, not being able to do anything. Every part of it seems incomplete, and you can actually, the skin on the chest is translucent, like it's not fully formed. It comes running forward. As it comes running forward, part of it rips, and some of the intestines start spilling out. As it literally just leaps forward with whatever strength it's got, comes flying towards you. I will ask you to make a pressure roll first. So roll a d6, add your pressure bonus.
D6 plus 7 is 11.
So that's good. So it comes leaping forward. I mean, it's fucking horrible to look at, but you know, again, you'll deal with it later. You'll deal with it in your dreams. You suck it in. You step back out the door. Anything you want to do before you close the door?
Should I blast it? I should blast it. I'm gonna blast it.
You're gonna blast it. Gotcha. It's like I say, it's dark. There's a little bit of range. You're using a shotgun, which has got quite powerful. So the difficulty to hit is going to be 7. So yeah, pull off a shot.
6.
Pump around. Remember, you got 7 rounds left, so you'll have 6 after this one.
Rolled a 4 plus agility, which is 2 plus 2 for security is an 8 altogether.
Okay, roll a d6 for your damage. You're at difficulty range 7, so the damage cap is 3.
I've rolled a 4.
So you do the full 3 points of damage. Your blast goes into it, literally rips the shoulder to pieces. There was a kind of a shoulder blade there, but it's kind of twisted back on itself. That literally just erupts. The whole thing, it just howls, and it slams shoulder first into the ground and still slides towards you on its own gore, basically. So, do you want to close the door?
Yes.
You Sam swipe the door, and the door comes slamming down. You hear the body smack against the door. You hear it howl, and then you hear another howl a bit more distant, and then you hear another howl. 3 very distinct cries. Not nice at all. And then, as you sort of within about 5 or 6 seconds, there's a thump on the door, and you very slightly see the door buckle.
Jimothy.
Again.
No. Jimothy, get the shit fired up.
Yeah.
We need to get the hell out of here.
All right, man. Yeah. You said there's a monster down here?
3 monsters.
3. All right. Well, you don't have to ask me twice. I bolt towards our ship.
Real quick, thanks, Dukes Me, for
as you start running toward
the subs. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
As you start running towards the doors, there's the siren's still going off. Stuart, it actually comes up on the system, biological contamination, lockdown in process. And the siren actually changes pitch, and you recognise that straight away. That's a contamination, which means the whole area is going to go into lockdown. As you get to the door, Timothy, you get to the door at the top here to get down to the corridor to the hangar. It's sealed. It's locked. There's a big red light above it, and you see the biohazard light above it flashing.
Wow, damn. Stuart, can you get these comms or can you get these doors open?
I'm working on it. Give me just a moment.
Do we have enough space on our ship?
You can give it a shot. Oh God, no!
I didn't think
You've
so.
only got 4 long sleep chambers, and there's not enough. Even if somebody stayed awake, there's only enough food for 4 people for 3 months.
That's what I figured. Hey guys, let's calm down. We're gonna handle this. Get aboard the ship, get the guns, and meet me in the hallway.
I have the guns.
We also have some
Stuart,
on the
mate,
ship as well, right?
You're gonna try. Yeah, you've got 2 pistols and another shotgun on the ship.
Yeah, go get those. And
Stuart, we're going to try and lift the quarantine.
Yes.
Okay, roll your d6, add your education, add your engineering, but the difficulty is going to be 8. And he can't do it straight away, unfortunately. It will take a bit of time.
Fuck. 7 total.
No, you can't bypass it. This is an official security lockdown. There's no getting past these protocols.
Jimothy, I'm completely locked out, I'm afraid. I don't believe we're going to be able to get granted access to the ship.
Come on, Stuart. Damn it.
Captain, what are your orders?
Yeah, arm up. and get ready. We got to handle the problem. Is there any sort of... I mean, you're in the system, so I'll ask you, Stuart. Is there any sort of routine that you can do to cleanse the vat room? Can you release the dissolving agent?
I'm wondering if we don't just overpressurize the vats, but Captain, I will mention something a bit strange that I've noticed. There were only 12 vats in the room, but the computer system is showing that there are actually 14.
It sounds like somebody was doing something they didn't want noticed.
I will attempt to release the dissolving agents within that room.
Crap. Yeah,
the room is locked out again. Yeah, you're going to have to try and get in. So again, difficulty is going to be 8. So yeah, roll a d6.
9 total.
And add your education and your engineering. 9. 9 total, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm getting a little bit delay at this end. I'm going to be honest with you on the sound.
Oh no.
We could do a reconnect on roll 20. That might clear it up.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
That's better.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, right, excellent. So you rolled a 9, yeah?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, you can access the unit that releases the chemical agent. There's not a lot of the chemical agent in there, enough to do damage, but yeah, you can release it.
Is there any sort of fan control that I have so I can help disperse the agent more evenly about the room?
No, it's liquid. It's not gaseous. It literally comes out like syrup. So, but yeah, you can at least release it into the room to see what kind of damage it does. In fact, I'm going to ask you to roll a d6, and the higher the better.
Here we go.
Ooh, 6. Excellent. Yeah, you pop the seal, and then literally, Buzz, the banging stops, and all you can hear inside the room is screaming. Proper top-notch, ear-piercing, toddler having a tantrum, literally going nuts, screaming, and it's actually really disconcerting. It's echoing like it's throughout the entire base. You don't know why. You've done a lot of damage, and whatever it's in there, it's not happy, but it screams for quite a while.
Captain, it was a success. I believe I was able to release the agent within the room.
It sounds like whatever the hell you guys did, there's 3 things screaming on the other side of this door.
Yeah. And then after a few minutes later, or a few seconds later, the thumping resumes. Not as hard or as strong as before, but yeah, the thumping resumes.
I'll stride up to Buzz. Buzz, can you take care of Miss Henderson?
What do you mean, take care of her?
I'll point to her on the floor behind me.
You want me to space the body?
No, can you do your medical thing?
No, she's still alive.
Yeah, she's alive, and I'll like put my hands out for the shotgun. I'll watch the door.
Oh, and I'll walk over to her and do my medic thing.
I'll just have a gun pointed down the hallway while he's doing that. I'll cover him.
Buzz, mate, you roll D6 plus your education, and was your medical secondary or secondary, wasn't it? So yeah, you get +1.
So I've rolled a 4 plus education is 7 plus 1 for the secondary. It's an 8 altogether.
Yeah, that's right. You go down, you do your medical stuff, you put the bandage on her head, you sort of take care of her, get her breathing right. Yeah, she'll wake up with a really shitty headache, but she's going to live.
And she's near where I'm at in the power control room, correct? Her and Buzz?
That's right. You're sort of there with the Sam as well, yeah.
Timothy, what do you want to
do? Oh, sorry, Stuart.
Oh, what's up?
So I was going to say, very quickly, just Timothy, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? Right now, I think I'm going to go try to tag along with... Actually, no, I'm probably needed with Buzz. I'm going to go back to Buzz.
Okay, well, Buzz, I mean, you have to get her to the medical suite just to get a drip into her to make sure she's okay. So you're going to go and help Buzz, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
Oh, yeah, you're going to go take her aboard the ship?
We can't get in
the
ship.
The medical suite, you can't
that
get on board the
suite.
ship.
Okay.
Yeah, medical suite in the admin center.
Yeah, we still haven't been able
Sorry,
to
Stuart,
get
what
into
were you
the
gonna
ship because of the emergency lockdown.
Gotcha. I thought we just couldn't
Yeah.
take the ship out of the station.
No, you can't even get to the ship.
Damn. Okay.
Okay, Stuart, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm gonna stick my head out as they're heading into admin and be just kind of be like,
I apologize, Miss Henderson. I understand that you are preoccupied with your bodily injuries, but time is of the essence. Would you mind explaining why there are 2 extra vats that did not show up initially?
2 extra vats? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh dear.
I'm sure that was Wallace's doing.
Well, I believe that we should probably get some more information on these. It could be at the root of our issues.
Feel free to go down there. Feel free to walk yourself down to Gen Food and open the door and talk to those things, Stuart. I'm sure they'll be willing to let you know exactly where they came from.
Yeah, on second thought, maybe I'll just stay in the power control room for now.
Sam says, I might be able to help you. Would you like me to assist?
Do you have any information pertaining to these things, Sam?
No, but I am proficient in engineering. And I know these station systems.
Oh, can you help Stuart try to lift the lockdown? Did he freeze?
It's possible.
Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like he froze.
he appears to be frozen.
This can always be solved by another reconnect.
Reconnect.
Oh no, unless it can't.
Oh no, he didn't come back this time.
That's alright.
Hey, everybody watching.
Sam, can you hear us?
Some technical difficulties.
So, we're in kind of some deep shit, it looks like, huh?
Yeah, deep
Well,
shit.
yeah, deep shit.
We're
Well,
in
I
some of
think,
those dark places.
I think it's okay. I think we're gonna be alright.
Yeah, now that everybody's already lost like half their health.
I feel like Sam. I feel like Sam can. I feel like Sam can get in the system.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. What do you guys think so far? I think this is very, very cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is very cool. I'm surprised that I'm honestly surprised that a D6 system is so fun.
Yeah, seriously. I like the feeling of like getting to tinker with stuff, and it's very like everything kind of requires a roll. It's really, it's very interesting. I like that a lot.
It's really scary whenever you roll a 1 because you know no matter what skill you did, you just fucking failed that. That's over. You did not.
So it appears that his internet crashed, so he will be back in like 5, which is cool. Yeah, we could talk about. So everyone watching, thank you so much for stopping in. We've kind of been just zeroed in, focused. Oh, there we go. Hey, we're back. All
there
right.
we go.
Perfect.
So I do apologise. My internet just completely dropped out now. I have absolutely no idea why.
Don't worry. No apologies needed. We were just talking about your game and about what we thought about it and impressions and stuff. So it was a nice aside. We're glad to have you back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, thank you. Right. Sorry, where were we? What was going to happen next? Oh yeah, Sam says, yes, I can help you with that. I'm proficient in engineering. I can work on this from the computer core.
Excellent. I guess we just need to make sure he has the time he needs.
And he turns and he walks off, heading towards the computer core.
Henderson, is there any? You guys have a weapons locker?
Yeah, she points over into the corner of the admin room. There should be 2 pistols and 2 shotguns. Well, 1 shotgun now.
I'll go beep it open.
Yep. Yeah, you go over. It's dead easy to get into. It's not even locked. So yeah, you go over. Yeah, there's 2 service pistols. Just automatics. Yeah, and then one shotgun.
Absolutely. I'll give the fresh shotgun to Buzz.
Yep.
And then I'll give the 2 pistols to Jimothy and Stewart.
Okay, got you.
And then I guess we're all armed now.
Now that Sam is attempting to override the lockdown, I think I'm going to take a trip to the comms room and see if I can't put out a distress signal.
The comms room is
very close to the room 8. Yeah.
So I'm going to go out, and maybe Jimothy can help me with this. I'm going to go out and try to rally some people, and get them to sort of fall in line.
Yep.
I'm going to go into admin and see if there is a plate or a vent or something that I can kick in and destroy to gain access to that hallway to get to our ship.
There isn't. There are vents, but they're sort of like a foot long. They're not big enough for people to crawl through, unfortunately. There's no way to get through.
Okay.
The lights all come on at that point, and then the siren stops, and all the doors open.
Uh-oh. All the doors?
All the doors open.
Ah, crap.
Just as you're calling people out, all the doors open except for the door leading to your ship. The door slides upwards, door slides open, and and then there's that howling noise and that thumping just stops, and all you can hear in the background is like this background hiss. I need to know where everybody is. So, Stuart, where were you? You were heading down to comms, yeah?
Yeah, I was going from the power control from 2 to 8, I believe.
8. So you got to the comms door when this happened. Lesbian, where were you?
I was in 4 heading out to try and rally people in the hallway.
Okay, you stepped out the door to sort of get people's attention. Buzz, you were in 4 as well, weren't you?
Yes, I'm in 4 just bashing the wall over and over, trying to see if I can force my way through.
Yeah. And Jimothy, where were you?
I was right behind Lesbian.
Gotcha. So you're both stood in the hallway at the top here. Stuart, you're the closest. Sorry. Down by the comms door. It's like everything just suddenly stops. You know those moments in movies where everything stops? And then everybody sort of slowly looks at the darkness and you get that strange sound. That's what it's like. The door slides upwards. Like this really weird sort of pus-like bloody goo sort of seeps out very slowly. And then that howling has stopped, and it's just like they're sort of gathering strength. And as you sort of turn and look, wondering what the fuck, literally whatever it is just comes, but it's literally like an explosion of bone, gore, translucent tissue, and body parts. It literally just comes bursting out the room. This thing, this dog-like thing is at the lead. It's absolutely fucking huge, at least 8 foot. It's putting itself along while these long, elongated, the actual ends of the cord look more like eagle talons than anything else. It's sort of pulling itself along. It's like a cord attached to a sack, which then sort of trails back behind it, which is leaving a trail of gore. Another one is just coming out to the door and literally almost going up to the ceiling, sort of slamming its claws into the very metal, pulling itself along. And then the one behind it, which looks like it's been shot by some antisocial guy called Buzz, is literally dragging itself along. Its arm is completely useless. It's dragging itself along, literally just crawling out as they literally could come bursting out. Everybody in the corridor, everybody except Buzz, you're all going to have to make pressure rolls. So that's a D6 plus your pressure level. Sorry, not your pressure level, sorry, your pressure bonus.
8 total.
Okay, you get a pressure point. You get a 1 point added to your pressure level.
11.
11, you're fine. And 11, you're fine. What's your pressure level now, Stuart?
1.
You're still 1. Okay. So, yeah, it's fucking shocking. You don't expect to see a half-dog, translucent, bleeding, gory piece of shit coming blasting out of a door on your working day. But, hey, it's Thursday. So, yeah, it literally comes bursting through. There's bits flying in all sorts of different directions. It is incredibly not nice. What do you want to do?
I'm probably, knowing the kind of person Stuart is, he's probably going to let out a horrified shriek and then book it back to where where Lesbian and Jimothy are. Screaming all the while that the monsters are loose,
Yeah. As you start running back, the Sam steps out the power core, sort of sees these creatures, and you can hear him just going, "Excellent."
What the fuck, Sam?
As you go running back towards the other two. Okay, Lesbian, Jimothy, what do you want to do? These things are literally pounding along the corridor. There's one on the ceiling, there's one on the floor, and there's one behind, the biggest one that's already been shot, sort of dragging itself along, basically just wanting to get to whatever's in front of it.
I am going to aim for whichever one is about to hit Stuart. I'm going to try and cover Stuart.
That's the one on the floor, running along as fast as it possibly can, whilst dragging this membranous sack behind it. Inside the sack, you can see other half-formed creatures as it literally bounding forward. Pull off a shot. It's your shotgun, so it's going to be your. Have you got any kind of security skill?
No.
Okay, it's going to be a difficulty range 7. Okay. So you're rolling a D6 plus your agility.
So
difficulty
3.
3. You pull off the shot. You slightly shocked, and then so your shot literally goes wild. I need you to roll a d6 and don't roll a 1. Remember, you don't shoot guns in space stations, and especially don't miss.
6.
6, you're fine.
Not a 1.
So don't roll a 1, basically. So you pull off your shot, you miss, and it's still coming. Jimothy.
Yes, I'm going to start shooting while backing away, like in retreat.
Yep. No problem at all. You've got a pistol, haven't you? Normal pistol.
Yes, I have a pistol.
Yep. Gotcha.
And I'll shoot at the same monster.
Go for it. Pull off your shots. Have you got any kind of security level?
No security. No. My agility is 4.
No problem. D6 plus 4. Difficulty going to be 7.
Great. I hit 7.
7. Brilliant. So you roll a D6. Your die cap is 3.
All right. And roll a 3.
3. Brilliant. You pull off your shot. You hit it, and you do maximum damage. And it obviously hurts it. It blasts through the chest, through the sternum. You can actually see, in the game Sniper Elite, you can actually see where the bullet goes and what it does. Yeah, it's kind of like that. You actually see what the bullet does is it goes through, because the skin's translucent. You can see straight through its body. It explodes out the back. It's like watery blood sprays all over the place. Like, again, that kind of bile and pus. It sort of slams down to the ground and howls with pain. That horrible ear-splitting howl. But it is still coming. Buzz, what are you doing? All you can hear is screaming, shouting, Stuart running. You can recognise his running footsteps a mile away, and shots. A shotgun goes off. A pistol shoots.
Yeah, it's time to get involved in the firefight. I've had no luck trying to bash down this wall.
You've dented the metal panel, so go for it.
I'm going to step out into the hall, step out into the main corridor, and blast with a. Actually, I'm going to run out.
Yeah.
I'm going to run out and get in front of these guys.
Yeah.
I am security officer, and I'll get in between them as far as I can, in between them and the monster, and blast the closest monster.
Okay, got you. Are you using pistol or shotgun?
Shotgun.
Go for it. Okay, if you're going to run a little bit closer, then are you sure? Do you want to run just in front of your guys, or run a little bit further to get a little bit closer to get a better shot? The closer you get, of course, the more dangerous it's going to be.
Yes, that's correct. I'm just going to get in front of my guys.
Okay, so your difficulty range is going to be 7. So yeah, D6 plus your agility plus your security officer position.
Yes, sir.
It's a hit.
That's an 8 plus 2.
That's a good hit. So roll a D6. Die cap of 3. You do 2 points of damage. Excellent, and that's enough to do it. You go flying forward. You pump the round. As it sort of leans forward, you can actually feel the shadow looming over you, Stuart. And you can actually feel the hiss behind the back of your neck, and there's a shotgun blast. The head literally just explodes, and the whole thing just slumps onto the ground. It slides a couple of feet on its own momentum, but yeah, it's...
Get behind me!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Buzz. Thank you. Holy shit.
It's very, very dead. The other two, almost as if they're offended that their mate got shot, the howl, it's not mournful, but it's like angry, and you can actually almost feel it vibrating through your chest, like really bass sound. You really, really got them het up. The other one is literally just pulling itself forward across the ceiling. Its membranous sac is dragging again behind it, and you can actually see one of the attachments to the sac is ripped, and it's just pouring fluids everywhere. And it's literally again, it's coming across the ceiling, heading straight towards you. Well, you're at the head there, Buzz. What do you want to do?
I will shoot the next one.
Okay.
And this time, well, yeah, I was going to get closer. I'll stay exactly where I am. I'm going to let them come to me. There's no reason to rush off to my death.
No worries. Difficulty is 7, so pull off a shot.
Oh, dip! I don't think I did it this time. So, no.
No. You pull off the shot, you miss, but you're going to have to roll another d6.
Not a 1. A 5.
Not a 1. 5. Your shotgun, your shot goes into the wall. There's a shower of sparks, but yeah, you miss. Everyone else. Lesbian, we'll start with you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, a trash shot. I'm gonna try and... Is there anything in the hallway, like furniture?
Yeah, there's benches and stuff along the side, on the right-hand side, sort of attached to the wall. There's a table to the left.
I'm gonna pass my shotgun to Jimothy, and I'm gonna flip a bench to like get behind to give us some kind of cover.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Yeah, you pass your shotgun over. That's going to be your reactions for this round, and then you just turn a spare table over to give a little bit of protection. Jimothy?
I'm going to shoot.
Shotgun or pistol?
I'm going to stick with my pistol and hand the shotgun back over to Lesbian.
Yeah. So it's literally a snapshot, but hand over, hand back once you flip the table over.
Hold this for a second.
Okay, yeah, difficulty range 7, so go for it, Jimothy.
All right. I do not do it.
No.
Got a 6 total.
Okay, roll a d6, don't roll a 1.
All right.
1!
No.
A shower of sparks, there's a thump, all your ears pop, and then another siren goes off, and then you hear an actual voice accompaniment to this one, which is quite pleasant. Hull breach detected. Hull breach detected. Hull breach detected. Please evacuate. Hull breach detected. As the shot goes into the ceiling, and all you can hear is and that whistling sound as the and then the air converters start to increase the pressure to replace the air that's being sucked out. So yeah, all your ears pop. It's not nice. Stuart.
I would like to check the SAM unit to see if it's got any sort of defensive or aggressive settings.
No, the SAM unit is down in location 7. You're way up back here now, up by location 4 by the door there where you ran towards where the other guys were.
Gotcha.
And the SAM is just stood there watching these monsters run past.
Then I'm going to pull out the pistol and I'm going to try to shoot. Can I try to shoot the door? Will this give me any effect, the door leading to our ship?
No, you might punch a hole through it, but you won't open the door or anything.
Gotcha. I'm going to just take aim at the monster's egg sac.
At the egg sac? Okay, yeah, pull off a shot. Difficulty is 7.
And so it's adding...
D6 plus your agility.
And then I've got a security secondary. Can I add that as well?
Yeah, you get another +1 as well then, yeah.
Beautiful. This is not going to go well. 6 total.
6 total. Now you pull off the shot. Roll a D6, please. Don't roll a 1.
4.
No, you're good. You pull off the shot, it slams into the ground, ricochets, but doesn't actually do anything. It bounces off. Yeah, it's quite bad. Now, the creature's arrived now. It leaps forward. Now, because Lesbian, you made the most noise, tipping the table over, it's you he's lunging for. Now, It's going to be a battle of agility. So it's going to be like a physical attack. So you roll a d6 and add your agility in any security level that you've got.
5 total.
5 total. And the creature rolls a 9.
Oh.
So the creature comes flying forward with its talons. What's your strength on now?
2.
2. It comes flying forward with its talons. It does the full 2 points of damage. It comes leaping forward. It smashes through the table. This table's metal, and it tears through it like it's not even there. And the last thing you see is the talon coming towards your face, and then everything goes black. Everybody else, you see this thing, the talons go sinking into the top of his chest. And then the next thing you know, he turns into a limp doll, and he's on the floor. And the thing's just literally screaming in his face with little bile and spittle and what have you. It's absolutely fouled. Then we're on to the next round, and Buzz.
I will walk up to that thing and put my shotgun damn near to its head and blast it off of my captain.
You step forward. The difficulty range is going to be 6. I don't think you're going to miss. So, yeah, pull off a shot.
I do not miss.
No, you're not going to miss. So, at this range, your damage cap is 5. So,
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Okay, you pull off the shot. You step up. You pull off the shot. It's thrashing its head around because it's obviously. It seems to, now. Again, the pitch of the sound has changed, as if it's joyous. It's a really strange, ululating sort of warbling sound. Like it's got him. It's got to die. I'm really happy about it. It's thrashing around. So when you pull off the shot, it moves at just the wrong moment, but it's enough to distract it to stop it from killing Lesbian completely. And it sort of switches its head around to stare directly at you, as if to say "the fuck." And then we switch to Jimothy. What do you want to do?
So I would like to shoot that one as well.
Yeah, at this range, and now it's up and close and personal. The difficulty to hit is going to be 6.
Great. 3 + 4, 7 total.
7. It's a hit. So roll a d6 for your damage cap. Damage cap is 3. So you do another 2 points to it. You pull off the shots. You hit it in its neck. It howls something chronic at this now. It's switched from joyous to hang on a minute, I haven't thought this through, and it's literally screaming its head off. Stuart.
I'm actually gonna swap. Instead of using my pistol, I'm gonna pull out my Dazer, and I'm gonna hit the other one, which I believe was the initial beast that we encountered. I'm gonna aim my Dazer at that and try to keep that at bay while these guys are helping the captain out.
Gotcha. Okay, you pull out your Dazer. You're going to pull off your shot. At this range, it's going to be difficulty 7 to hit. So D6 plus your agility and any other bonus that you have.
Damn, 6 total.
6 total. Yeah, you don't have to worry about rolling a 1 for a Dazer because these are designed not to be too damaging. You pull off the shots. It goes past. It hits the wall, sticks on the walls, a few electrical sparks, but it doesn't actually do anything. Now the creature's now turned its attention onto you, Buzz. After you just tried to shot it in the head. And it sort of swings around. It pulls its claws out of Lesbian's chest, and then sort of leaps forward. So, can you make? Excuse me, I do apologise. Can you roll a D6 plus your agility and plus any security skill that you have?
D6 plus agility is 5, 6, 7 altogether.
D6 plus agility 7, and you got security, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
So add that onto that as well.
That makes the 7. The agility is 2. Yes.
Got it. Well, it missed anyway. It rolls a 6. It leaps forward. It's clear. Its claws come forward, and it's really weird. It's like the arm dislocates to extend that a little bit further. It takes a swing and literally just misses. The other one hasn't caught up yet because it's going really, really slow. It's like it's going, yeah, I'm on my way, but it really can't make it. It's pulling itself along. It can't move. One of its arms has been shot again because of some antisocial bastard. But yeah, it's moving up as fast as it possibly can. And then we switch to this round. Oh no, you're out of it. Sorry, Lesbian. So Buzz.
And I will do what I did last time. I'm going to shoot it, but I'm going to do it better this time.
It's roaring in your face as it takes this swing. Its mouth opens. Again, like I say, it stretches its neck out. It's like its neck dislocates, so it can actually move its head forward just that little bit further.
7 to hit with the shotgun?
At this range, it's going to be 6.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so roll a d6 for your damage. Die cap 5.
3 for damage.
That's enough to do it. You're literally just putting your shotgun in its mouth and blowing its head off. It explodes in all directions. The elongated neck flaps around for a few seconds and then just flops onto the ground. Very, very dead.
Is anybody going to patch the captain up, or do I have to do that and kill the other one?
That's a good point, actually. Lesbian, can you roll a d6 and add your strength score, please?
My new strength score?
No, your original strength score.
6.
6 altogether. Okay, no, you haven't got any worse, but you are in a bad way. Okay, so there's going to be about 2 rounds before this other creature. It's not stopped. It's still coming. You notice that this larger one doesn't have the sack attached to it. It's dragging itself along. So yeah, you got 2 rounds. So what do you want to do? Start with you, Jimothy.
I'm going to say if I try to help Lesbian, I'll just kill him, and I'll start to fire at the larger.
Okay, it's already badly injured. So yeah, pull off a shot. At this range, it's going to be 6 to hit.
All right. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, roll another d6. Don't roll a 1. Okay, no, you're fine. That alarm, that depressurization alarm's still going off. But no, you shoot and suddenly it goes wild. Stuart.
I'm gonna look over at Buzz and be like, if you need help, maybe the Sam can, but I don't think I'm gonna be much benefit to the captain either. And then I'm gonna shoot with my Dazer at the one that's coming down the hall.
Yep, pull off a shot.
5.
Unfortunately, it's another miss.
Cool.
Buzz?
I'm going to look down at the captain and say, sorry, Captain, and walk towards the monster with the shotgun.
Okay. You step towards it. Difficulty range to hit is 6.
I rolled a 6, plus all my other stuff.
Okay, so roll a d6 for your damage.
I rolled a 6 on the damage.
Okay, so you do maximum 5 damage. You shoot, it hits, and you literally just tear it to pieces. The shot goes down its neck into the chest. The chest explodes. It howls one last time, slams face down, and then everything goes strangely quiet, except for the sizzling at the end of the barrels of your weapons and that whistling noise from the hole in the ceiling.
I want to rush over to the captain and attempt some sort of medical procedure at this point, I guess.
Yeah. How many med packs have you used? You've used 1, haven't you?
No, I haven't used any yet.
You haven't used any, sorry, yeah.
I used 1.
You used 1, yeah. So you still got 2, Jimothy and Stuart. You've still got 1. Okay, so you rush over, roll a d6. It's going to be difficulty 7 at this damage level. So d6 plus your education and any medical skill if you've got 1.
I do not. Does the med kit give me any bonus to roll?
Oh, sorry, yeah, that gives you a +1 as well. I do apologise.
Beautiful. Not beautiful. I got 5 total.
Yeah, no, no. Unfortunately, no. You're trying to do your first aid, trying to get it to work, but unfortunately, no, it's not. It's not happening. In fact, because you rolled a 1 as well, you're at -1, Lesbian. Does anybody else want to give it a shot?
I'll give it a shot after Jimothy does what Jimothy's going to do.
Okay, Jimothy, what do you want to do?
I want to toss my med pack to Buzz because it's worthless in my hands, and I would like to go get Sam to see if he can patch the breach in the station.
Sam's actually walked into the bathroom. He's actually walked off now. He's just walked off into the bathroom.
Okay.
As you walk past the room to number 7, to the computer core, you see the big computer screen's turned on, and by the looks of it, he was in the lockdown access screen. He was the one that unlocked everything. Buzz, do you want to make your D6 roll plus your education plus your medical plus 1?
D6 plus education is 8 plus medical for 9 plus 1 for 10.
Oh, there we go. Lesbian, you live to serve another day. Yeah, you do the patch up. You come round. You're in a lot of pain. The anti what do you call it? The coagulant. Anyway, whatever he's done to you, it seems to have worked. You've got 3 wounds in your chest. Fucking hurts. Something that's going to be sore in the morning. But you're alive, and that's what counts.
I'll sit myself up. I'll pull myself to a sitting position against the wall.
You're not going to be able to move around without assistance for sure.
Yeah, I'll just sit there. Stuart, take care of the breach.
Yeah.
Thanks, Buzz.
Captain.
No problem.
Stuart, can you make a quick engineering roll? It's going to be dead simple. Engineering, a D6 plus education plus engineering, and the difficulty is going to be 6.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, there's loads of emergency units everywhere with panels and glue.
I got a +5 from my skills, so I do still nail the 6 unless the 1 hurts.
But you rolled a 1, so you get sucked out of this 1 centimetre size hole. No, you're absolutely fine. No,
all of your bows turn to powder.
Yeah, it's the end of Alien Resurrection. No, it's absolutely fine. You do the patching. No, everything's absolutely cool. Yeah, Sam just walks into the back room.
So he fixed the thing, right? Yeah. What the hell is that Sam doing? Why did it override the lockdown on everything but our ship?
Come on, Captain, on your feet. I'll pick you up and put your arm around my shoulder and carry you down towards the gin food vats.
Yep.
I will pull out my dazer.
Yeah. You pull out your dazer. These creatures, they look like I say, like huge dogs. You can see a little bit of a human element to them, but they mainly look like dogs. And yeah, it's not a nice sight.
A bunch of half-baked chimeras.
Yeah, the sacks are filled with smaller versions of them, about half a dozen in each one. So they were attached to these smaller ones, which are also growing. By the looks of it, they obviously didn't survive coming out of the vats too early. But yeah, it's stepping over all this weird shit is weird.
Can I make a science check to try and figure out what these things are supposed to be?
Yes, you can. Roll a d6. You're going to be at -1 to your rolls, unfortunately, because of your injury. So, actually, no, it's not fitting what I'm talking about. Sorry, straightforward roll. D6 plus your education plus your science.
4 plus 5 is a 9.
9, right. Oh, yes. You've read about these things. This is beautifully illegal. Basically, these things are created as, not super soldiers, but basically controllable weaponized creatures. And people have been trying to do this stuff for years. And the best things to use to create these things are dogs, because dogs are obedient. And dogs know how to follow orders. And when a dog is trained properly, it's the most respective. They also use pigs, because pigs are quite intelligent and actually quite smart. But the best framework to base all this on is the human framework. And that's basically this sort of thing. You've seen the records. You've seen people arrested. You've been to you had your ethics class when you were in science school. which was like 10 minutes every week. But yeah, it's all the details are there. This is highly illegal genetic experimentation. Highly illegal.
They're manufactured bioweapons. I've heard about these things.
Maybe we ought to ask Sam about it.
Yeah, maybe we oughta.
Captain, I was not able to put out a distress call earlier before those things charged me. Would you like me to try to go do that, or is there no point?
You try to override the lockdown as first primary. If you can get a communique out, that would be great.
Gotcha. I'll focus on the bay door of the ship.
Yep. Okay. I'll ask you to make a roll for that in a moment, Stuart. Who's following Sam into the back room?
I am.
Jimothy? Buzz? And Buzz, are you carrying Lesbian?
Yep, that means Lesbian's coming too.
Yep. No choice there, Lesbian. So Jimothy, you walk in first, and the Sam's just sort of stood there, sort of looking around and looking about. The lights have come on in the back room now, and yes, you see a dozen vats, and at the very end, at the top, are two separate vats sort of tucked away, and they're both opened, and you see again more tendrils of what look like ligaments and stuff sort of hanging out, and the floor down there is covered in this really weird sort of like pussy glue sort of stuff. It's disgusting, and there's this stench of rotten cabbage and eggs, and it's unpleasant. But the Sam's just sort of stood there, and he shakes his head, and he turns around, and then he starts walking back towards you as if he's going to walk past you. It's very unfortunate.
Sam.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I was carrying out the Scorched Earth protocol, sir.
Detail.
Well, release the creatures, sir. Make sure that they're out and they're not protected by the protective shells of the vats. And then destroy the base. I think you have about 12 minutes, sir.
The creatures are destroyed. Cancel protocol.
Unfortunately, sir, the protocol cannot be cancelled. Once the critical mass has been initiated, it cannot be stopped. I'm very sorry about this.
Lift lockdown on the ship.
I'm afraid I can't do that, sir. It's a good job the name's not Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that, sir. Unfortunately, Scorched Earth Protocol dictates the fact that now that this entire experimentation and facility has been uncovered, it must be destroyed, and all evidence therewith has been actually evaporated into the realms of space, as described to me by my programmer, Wallace.
Gotcha. So this is all... Okay. Sam, deactivate. I'll try and get him to turn off.
Certainly, sir. And his head just goes forward, and the light goes out of his eyes.
Bring me to him, Buzz.
All right.
I'll
walk. We'll
right.
get you over there.
Actually, I mean, Stuart might... Hey, Stuart, the Sam's down. Maybe you can reprogram him. I don't know. But we only have like 12 minutes before this whole place blows up.
It would take hours to reformat Sam.
Okay. So in that case, I'll just lean down and rip out the wiring under his chin. So he doesn't
what was that,
turn
Captain?
himself
I'm
back
working on the bay door.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, Stuart, the difficulty, you're going to have to do this. You can do this on the bay door if you want to, but it's going to take a little while. So the higher you rolled, it means that the faster you get it done. Your basic difficulty is going to be 8. Once these doors go into lockdown, they're designed to stay shut. So you're making a D6 plus your education plus your engineering roll, and your difficulty is 8.
All right, let's do it. So I've got a +5 to the D6 roll. Let's see how this goes. Fuck me.
No.
7 total.
Okay, I'm going to make a note here. So that's 1 failure. So you sort of go into it. It's very similar to what you're used to, but these are old, really old. This facility's been here a long time. So some of the bits and bobs inside this door frame is... What the fuck is that? What? I mean, that shouldn't be there. It's a little bit confusing and a little bit annoying. I will let you try every 2 rounds. But yeah, you need to start making some successes. What does everybody else want to do?
He said critical mass is achieved where? In the power?
In the power core, yeah.
The power core. Is there a way to jettison the power cores?
No.
Is the power core wall an exterior wall?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's armored because it's a power core, so it needs to be properly shielded. The actual room location 2 is basically just there as a monitoring and a sort of a controlling station. You can't actually physically get into the power core.
I think we're going to have to go out the hard way.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a strong possibility. So, there's a couple options here that I could see. We can try to bring some oxygen into one of the gen food vats and hope that we can survive in the vacuum of space in a sealed vat. Because, I mean, Sam was trying to get them out of the shell because they might survive in there. So that seems like a possibility. The other possibility is to go outside and decouple the power generator from the side of the ship. Is that a possibility?
You can get outside. There's 4 spacesuits on the station for EVAs. You can probably get, but that'll take time. If you do go outside to try and jettison the power core from the outside, you can do that, but it will be close. Getting the suit on, getting through the air cycling, getting outside, doing the work in jettisoning. So you can either make more rolls, Stuart can make more rolls to get through this door to get off, or you can make 2 or 3 rolls to get to the power core, but it will be a bit more difficult and take longer.
Regardless of what happens, we're not going to be able to get everyone else out of here, though. And they're still alive, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's 23 people.
Yeah, so at the very least, I'll put on a suit and go out there. You guys can keep doing, trying to get out of here. I'm going to go try and jettison the cores.
I'll get the ship fired up. I'm going to put on a suit and see if there's a way for me to get into the ship from the outside of the station.
Okay, gotcha. No problem at all. It's going to take 4 minutes to get suited up from the around about 12 minutes that you have. The airlock to get outside is in the control room. When we're looking at here, in the power control room in location 2, so you can get out through there. So you're both going to have to go out through there. It's going to take a couple of minutes to get round. In the meantime, Stuart, do you want to make another roll?
Yes, I would.
So this is taken. This is 4 minutes now. That has gone past the 12 that you have.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 8. What did you roll?
A 9 total.
A 9. Brilliant. You managed to get. You swap over a couple of connections, pull out another valve, and then oh shit! Just literally yank a piece out. Pressurized fluid goes all over the place, and then the door sort of sags, and then you give it a manual push, and you manage to push the door open. So
oh damn it! I think it got in my mouth.
So that's taken 2 minutes. That's got you down to 6 minutes.
I'm gonna send a message over the comms and let them know that the door's open.
Gotcha.
I'm going to
get down the corridor to the next door. It's exactly the same layout. Jimothy, yeah, sorry, Jimothy, what are you doing?
Sorry about that. I would like to get to the ship and get it.
Another hiccup happened.
Lost you for a second now. I do apologise.
No, we all went out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimothy, what were you saying?
I would like to get the ship running.
Okay, you got to get through the second door to the ship first. So,
my bad. Yeah.
So you've got to get into the landing bay. So you get outside. We'll deal with Lesbian first. You go around to the cores, and that's really weird now because now there's no sound. All that noise and cacophony and all sorts in the background is now gone. All you can hear is the odd soft bleep of your oxygen monitor and your own breathing. So yeah, it's not basically you're not wearing a bucket on your head, but with a visor. So you basically go around and you see it's a big job. Disconnecting a power core isn't a small job, so you're gonna have to basically rough it. So you're gonna have to in a spacesuit as well. So roll a d6, add your education roll, and do you have any kind of engineering skill?
All I have is science. And
okay, so it's d6 plus your education. Yeah. It's D6 plus your education, and the difficulty is going to be 8.
Ooh, 6.
6.
Yeah, 6.
You get round there, and you sort of pulling the bolts, thinking this shit's not going to happen. It's not coming out. The actual, I mean, if you're here with a couple of guys with the right tools, then yeah, you probably get this thing out and maybe even drifting away within about 4 or 5 minutes. But it's not budging. It's just not having it. Buzz, you get outside and start heading your way around, but that's a bit further for you to go, so we'll do with you next round. Stuart, do you want to make another roll for the second door, please?
Absolutely.
We're now down to 5 minutes.
8 total.
8. Yes, this time you do it straight away. Now that you've done it on the other door, it's like, yeah, fuck this noise, this is easy. So yeah, you get the panel off, pull the panel out, slide it open, and and there's your ship. But it's covered in these creatures. No, I'm only joking. So there's your ship directly in front of you. The ladder's down. Yeah, you can get inside, no problem at all.
I guess I'm gonna holler back to Jimothy, who's the only one of our crew still on the ship with me, and let him know that I got both doors open and that I require his assistance.
Gotcha. Okay. At this point, loads of people, they can hear the alarm going, they know what's happening, and they're all milling around at the entrance wondering what's going to happen. So yeah, but you get on board the ship. Buzz, you get round to the main door. You've got to figure out how to get this thing open from the outside. At the moment, you can't though, because if you open it now, you're going to flood. You're going to depressurize. There's only one door. It's not an airlock door. So, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna knock on the ship. Stuart and Jimothy knew I was going around just in case they didn't make it. I came around the hard way, so I'll knock on the side of the hull and see if they can think this through, suit up, and let me in. So that
you're on the outside. You're on the outside of the doors. The ship's inside a landing bay, so you're on the actual. Okay. You're on the outside of the doors, on the outside
outside the landing bay.
So. Sorry, that might be my fault. I might not describe that.
No, I was imagining it more like a plane runway type of situation with an exposed plane. Well, shit, now I'm outside of a big hangar.
No, it's a hangar. No worries. I'm sorry, I might not have explained that. But if you want to go, if you want to take a step back and change your action from earlier, because you wouldn't have gone outside if you'd known that.
Yeah, that's right. My intention was just to be able to slip into the door of the ship, not to try to force it a hangar. I will go with Lesbin so that I don't mess with too much of that stuff. Then I'll have gone with Lesbin to try to help him since he was injured and was trying to do some physical stuff.
In that case, then, why don't you make if you've gone with Lesbin, then why don't you roll a d6? You haven't got engineering, have you? So roll a d6 and add your education. Difficulty is going to be 8.
D6 plus education is 6 altogether.
6 altogether. Okay, so yeah. So no, again, yeah, you come to the same conclusion. There's no way this thing's coming off anytime soon. So Stuart and Jimothy, you get on the ship.
Jimothy, I think we need to go find out where Captain and Buzz went. I don't see them anywhere.
Figure it out.
Take the ship out and fly it around the perimeter?
I mean, how much time do we have?
5 minutes.
We do not have time for that, Stuart.
No, if we take the ship out of the hangar and fly it around the station, we should be able to see where they're outside.
Okay.
Okay.
How long does it take for the ship to power up?
You pretty much start it up straight away. You've literally been on the station for about two and a half hours. So yeah, that's no problem at all. You should be able to get it powered up and out the doorway, and the whole room, the cycling in the room will take about a minute, and then you can get out the hangar doors. So the whole process take about 3 minutes to get outside.
Gotcha.
I want to send a message over the comms to them and let them know that we're pulling the ship out of the hangar and get as close as they can. Or maybe just to rocket off the side and we'll go try to pick them up. Yep. Never mind, I don't know.
Well, there's no gravity on this planetoid, so I mean, probably jump to the ship with no trouble. What about all the other people left on board the station?
What about them?
Okay, so you cycle you're going to cycle the hangar and swing out, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. You cycle the hangar, you swing out of the hangar, and and then you head round. So who's piloting? Sorry.
I am.
Okay. So you're going to swing round to where the guys are. So you've got 2 minutes left.
I actually had a logistical question that I wasn't sure about. How quickly could we expect assistance out here?
Well, you've got other mining stations around the area, so they'll probably get a ship to you in about 4 or 5 hours.
All right, so that's a little different. Hey, I'll since you guys are like, hey, we're in the ship. Hey, get everybody on board. They can survive long enough for another ship to come pick us up.
Oh yeah. You want to do that instead of swinging around the station? And what about you guys? What about Buzz and Lesbin?
We'll meet you in space. You can come pick us up.
But if we can we let them? Yeah, our ship has an airlock separately, right? We won't depressurize the entire ship.
Yeah, let me just jump over to the other screen. I'll just drag you over to. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on, just 1 second. This is your ship. You'll see that you got your main airlock there at 6, but in 8 you've got a cargo lock which drops down to the floor, so you should be able to pile everybody onto that quite easily.
Perfect.
It's going to be tight. You're literally going to have seconds to spare. In the distance, you can hear, you now have 4 minutes to reach minimum safe distance. Yeah, thanks, Mom. So basically, yeah, the thing drops down, and if you want to get everybody on board, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Literally everybody pretty much can fit on board that ramp. So yeah, it doesn't take much, and people can stand on each other's shoulders if they have to. But yeah, they all sort of pile on. You close the ramp up. There is one issue. Who's going to open the outer airlock door? You can't do it remotely from the ship.
Oh, is that an option? Do it
No,
remotely?
you can't do it remotely from the
Okay.
ship, no.
So with knowing all how that's going to be necessary, me and Buzz can get to the outside of it to open it from the outside, and then we'll just jump on the ship.
Okay. Okay, you swing around, and as all this is going on, you go to the outside of the hangar doors. They're not locked down. Luckily, it's just those 2 interior doors stop you from getting to the ship. Were locked down. You go round to the outside. You pull the panel off, and I'm going to need to make an engineering roll. Who wants to do it? Buzz or Leslie?
Can I ask? Stuart,
Difficulty's going to be 6.
Can I say, hey Stuart, what am I looking at here, and just try and get a bonus from his knowledge?
Yep. Okay, that's fine. Talking over the comm, you can get a +1 to your roll.
Okay, cool. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
2 + 3 + 1. That's a 6.
Brilliant. Okay. The door clicks but doesn't fully open. It starts to open but really slowly. The only way to get out at any speed is to basically just ram your way through them.
All right.
Timothy, time to shine. Roll a d6 if you want to do that. Yeah?
Yep.
D6, add your add your agility, and add your health.
There's a doom that just came in on the channel.
So it's at a -1.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Because I got a +1 for helm officer and +4 for agility. So
Brilliant.
9.
4, 5, 6, 10. Yeah, 9. Sorry, 9. Sorry, what was that doom? Sorry.
It's a -1, so instead of getting a 10, you got a 9.
Oh, right, gotcha. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
naughty.
we had one of our people in the
force
channel
your way through the
decided
door
to.
before it's fully open.
One of our viewers was trying to throw in a doom just to make sure we couldn't make it out of this situation alive.
Oh, bless them. So you force your way through the door, and the airlock doors open so Lesbian and Buzz can get on, no problem at all. You force your way through. You push the door aside. Screw that. You damaged the ship. You're gonna have to put a paint job on it and book it into the body shop for 20 minutes. But other than that, who gives a shit? You're out, and the engine flares up. Behind you, the minimum safe distance countdown reaches 0. There's a bright white light. It's not an explosion. It's just the core overloading, penetrating its actual protective shield, and then literally the whole station just collapses in on itself as it just literally just wipes out, like somebody's taking a bite out of an apple. It literally just wipes out. There's all chunks of rock heading in all sorts of different directions as the whole thing just melts down, and then the power sort of eats itself. It's actually quite nasty, but you weren't on it, and that's what counts. Your ship sort of blasts off. You sort of move away from the shockwave. Bits of debris bouncing off the hull, bits of rock, and all sorts. But yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we can head to the closest facility and try and get some aid for everybody.
Yeah. So where's everybody going to go? So you've got Stuart and Jimothy in the cockpit. You have Lesbian and Buzz in the airlock, unsuiting. So you're heading for the nearest facility, yeah?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Buzz, Lesbian, as the door opens coming out the airlock, some of the people that are in the cargo bay are stood in the corridor. Some of them are armed with pistols, some of them have knives, some of them have pipes. And they all look at you rather pissed off, and they all sort of look at each other. And the guy in the lead growls, looks at you directly in the eyes and growls, we were going to make a shit ton of money off that base.
Fuck.
And that's the end, guys.
Yay. That was awesome.
Nice.
Oh dear, my throat started to give out. Then I do apologise.
Oh
Hey,
no,
that was great. Yep.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Thank you, John.
Yep. No, thank you guys for coming out and coming out early as well, taking into account my rather awkward UK time.
Hey, we're happy to do it.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Really good.
So yeah, do you have anything to say? Anything that you want to push about the game? Anything like that?
Go out and buy it, please. No, it's been out for a while. There is a free on the Osprey Games website. There is a free document you can download if you buy the game. Or you can download it yourself if you want to use it for your own sci-fi game if you want to. 10 pages long, because the game itself deals with stuff like this: espionage, corporate people not giving a shit, problems, damage, all that sort of stuff. Even though it hints at it, it doesn't deal with aliens or creatures or anything weird. So this document actually details how to use aliens in your game, and not just aliens, like creatures like weird alien hunters, things like the alien, and then eldritch creatures, other races that are intelligent, and even mutated creatures like you can find in Dead Space. So it's a free 10-page document, and it'll give you everything you need to know about creatures, aliens, examples, adventure hooks. And I've also released a adventure called the Anasin Amid Report, which is available on drive-thru-RPG. Just type in those dark places, and it's one of the first things that come up. That's a full map adventure with some extra rules thrown in as well, just for a bit of fun. And I will be doing more work on this. I'm actually working on another adventure called the AMC 222 Report, which is due out. Well, it was due out at the end of this month, but it's probably going to be next month now. But yeah, just follow me, John Mark Hicks, on Twitter, and you'll get updates about what I'm doing and what's coming, etc.
And are there any other projects that you're working on or looking forward to right now in the community?
Yeah, the stuff I'm working on. I've got a game coming out for versus Darkmaster, against the Darkmaster, called Legacy of Blood. That's out. That's at its final stages with the artwork being done. That's coming out in a few weeks. I've just picked up Dune, which I'm very excited about because I'm a massive Dune fan, and yeah, and I do like that game very much. And I've also just picked up another one called Open Quest, third edition, a D100 game, which has just been released. Which looks very good because I'm a big fan of RuneQuest. I'm a big fan of Cthulhu Dark Ages, the original one. It's got that kind of vibe. So I'm a big fan of D100 games. And that's pretty much it.
I'm going to ask you about that.
Awesome.
I'm going to ask you about the Dune game in a couple of weeks. I've been curious. I saw the books on Twitter, and I saw some people had like the custom Dune dice that came with it, and that looked pretty cool. It looked like, but I don't know anything about the actual system itself. Just based on the cover, it looks cool. But
yeah. I mean, the artwork is brilliant. If you're wondering what the film's going to look like, then yeah, the artwork on the inside sort of gives a lot of that away. The artwork is gorgeous. Well, the layout is absolutely fantastic. It uses the 2D20 system, which is the Modiphius in-house system, which is pretty good. And it's adapted slightly depending on what game you're playing. And it's got a really nice sort of legacy feel to it, so you can build your own house, or you can play Bene Gesserit.
That's cool.
You can do all sorts of stuff. I haven't given it a full read through yet. I've only sort of skimmed it and sort of gone quite a lot. But yeah, it's good. It looks very good. I can't wait to get it on the table.
I've been
That's the sort of game that I want to play face to face.
I've been kind of Arathis in my head lately. I've been playing the Dune Imperium board game, which is very fun.
Oh, that looks good.
That game is 8, maybe 9 out of 10. That game's great. So TTRPG sounds really fun. You get to make your own house. That's cool. Very cool.
Everything you need to play is in there. It's a very good game. I've only played the system a few times. I like the system. It's good and it's quite malleable. But yeah, I think they put it to good use in this one. Looks really, really good.
No, those are all really good picks. You heard it here first from John Hicks, at John Mark Hicks on Twitter. Check him out on Osprey Games. Check out his free content that is available there, and check out his content on Drive-Thru-RPG. I've been Johannanon at Rockfact on Twitter.
I'm Casualty CDG, but you can call me Gary.
I'm Matt, and I had a great time.
I'm Kevin, and thanks to Fresh Out of the Box for hosting us once more, and massive thank you to John for letting us jump into this phenomenal universe that you created. It was a lot of fun.
And I'm Jonathan, and I just want to thank you guys for joining me today, and had a great time. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the follows, subs. It was a really good stream. Tune in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next week, Saturday, 8 o'clock Central till 11. That's Central Standard Time in America. And we will be playing Deadlands Savage Worlds Smash Up, and then we will have our podcast on Saturday. So everybody stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night, or afternoon, whatever. Have a good day.